Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Dungeons & Dragons. We are the Digital Dragons, and we're going to be playing some Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. Joining me here today, we have got Tahko.
Hello, I am Tahko, as played by Highwind.
We have got Vulwin.
Hey, I'm Ethan, or Chaos Gemini in chat, playing the Furbolg Ranger, Vulwin Agargar.
We have got Irilyssa.
Hi guys, I'm Jarard, aka Evil by Moonlight in the chat, and I'll be playing Irilyssa tonight.
We have got Zagrax.
Hello, I am Zach, or Warbird in chat, and I'll be playing Zagrax.
And we have got Elora.
Hi, I am Trips, or Trips Starlick in the chat, and I'm playing Elora.
And I am Mordred, who is trying to keep everything running, more or less. Probably. So, who would like to give us a rundown of what occurred last time?
I'll do it.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
So, last time we were in the middle of a fight with the Shadow of Iduash. And he was giving Elora a real heckin' time. Elora went down like 4 or 5 times, but I brought her back up because I'm great. Anyway, we defeated the Shadow of Iduash, mostly due to Tahko's crits with his fire wand. It was just great. But it did cause Zagrax to freak out and almost lose his mind.
I forgot that part. Oh, that was good.
And after the battle, he kind of went off by himself to try and calm down, and Irilyssa and Vulwin kind of got into it about the way to handle him. But afterward, Iduash told us about, I think he told us about Solstice.
Yep.
And that Sahazar, wait, no. I'm mixing things up.
Sahazar knows more about it.
Sahazar knows more about Solstice.
And
the
the
Solstice
Arcane Brotherhood, too. Yeah.
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 And that Zagrax's mom is moving to the west.
Yeah, and suspiciously the same direction.
And also, we said goodbye to Zagrax as he and Swiftrunner went off to do his trials.
Raven is gone.
We have the Dark Grandpa instead.
Yeah, we have Grandpa instead.
Dark Grandpa unlocked.
I just think I'm thinking like Batman at this point.
From Batman and Beyond.
Yeah.
So I think at this point, the party are on the Ascendant, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we're traveling to Goodmead.
Right.
Aren't we gonna be we'll just skip 2 weeks? And we were gonna do stuff?
We were, but none of us said what we were going to downtime, so we're not going to.
Yeah, we
I
had
did.
A week
We
of
had to write it
doing
down.
a week of doing something, and then we're gonna pick up on the stuff that we were all doing. So
Yeah, I mean, we can go through it quickly now, even, so.
Alright.
Yeah.
Sorry, Twitch. Firefox just signed me out of Roll20, so bear with me a second.
Oh, no!
Looks like Roll20 had an update or something that you have to sign in again.
Okay, so we are currently on the Ascendant, leaving the Cave of the Floating Stone, and you guys were heading back towards Goodmead. So yes, there was the downtime. Did any of you actually want to do anything during the downtime, or should we just cover it as it comes today?
So yeah, just during the initial downtime and not like the group downtime. Vulwin would have gone back if there was time to visit Lonely Wood.
Yeah.
That doesn't need to be, RP'd, but would have gone back to visit. So
definitely
maybe that's something we can catch in post.
Okay, so in that case, let's go through each person individually, and we'll kind of work out what it was you're doing, because it doesn't sound like anyone's doing anything secret. And if they are, then we'll just deal with it after. So, Vulwin, we'll start with you. Going to Lonely Wood. So, I think that people were saying they would spend a week doing their own thing and then meet back after a week somewhere. And then in 2 weeks was when Zagrax was due back from the lodge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so first week, Vulwin, you're heading back to Lonelywood. Let me just bring things up. Well, first of all, you all return to Goodmead, and the Ascendant stops some way out, as they usually do. You take the tentacles down and basically make your way back to Goodmead on foot. Let me just bring up my notes for what you see, because stuff is happening, yo.
Uh-oh.
There it is. Okay, so as you return to Goodmead, you had passed through here a number of times during and immediately after the dragon attacks. And it has been several days that you have been absent, and in that time, much of the tent city, which had been set up and then demolished around the periphery of the town, has started to take shape again. Goodmead was lucky in that they didn't actually suffer many losses in terms of people. There was mostly just destruction, and the rebuilding effort is very much happening at the moment. There are a lot of people around. There's a lot of labor available. There are constant trains of people carrying timber back from the nearby woods to just restart the construction effort. And a part of this reconstruction effort, you notice, particularly you, Irilyssa, that the Temple of the Guiding Light has a lot of construction materials around it, and part of the walls have actually been dismantled, and the front of the previously wooden church has been rebuilt in stone, and they are starting to bring in additional stone materials, very similar style to the mead hall, and they have begun to basically overhaul the entire church, or the entire temple. I don't know, what would you call it? Church, temple, shrine?
It's like medium sized, so I guess it'd be a temple at this point.
Yeah, so the temple has
Just
started,
use all three.
and
Just a church temple shrine.
you are met near the entrance by a very excited looking Hilda. Oh, you're back. Excellent. I hope you don't mind, but the people of Goodmead wanted to rebuild parts of the temple. It was mostly unscathed during the fighting, but, well, Olivessa said that we had many hands and we needed to keep them busy, and this was just one of those projects.
Certainly glorious.
We hope so. We weren't sure exactly when you would be back, and well, maybe more of it could have been done before then. But welcome back.
What a welcome gift! Thank you.
We've been using the temple grounds a lot for the wounded, and Nin has been here quite frequently, lending his own assistance. We've actually started construction of a hospital wing here in the front, and then at the back we have the chapel itself with some rooms around the sides. And if I just go to here, you will be able to see what the effort is starting to look like. Yay, Dungeon Alchemist.
3D.
Wow.
I know.
Nice.
I love this program. It's so good. So that is how it will look probably in a couple of weeks' time. But that is what they are working on at the moment. And we probably have enough materials for one further extension, but we weren't sure what to do with that, so we were going to wait for you to return.
Bowling alley.
I'd have to think on that.
Yeah, so just for people wondering what the heck this is now officially a stronghold, and we are treating it as such. I just got a new stronghold thing. Like, I use the Matt Colville's Strongholds and Followers system, and for the, like, underpinning buffs for party members, like Irilyssa's very powerful heal, it's awesome. But for the actual stronghold stuff, it's sadly lacking. That is one big critique I'll lay against it. But I got another document which adds, like, upgrades to the stronghold. You can choose what rooms do what, and it gives you various abilities based on that. So we're using that as well. And yeah, I only told Irilyssa about it today, so we'll need to have some talk about what's going on with that precisely.
Yeah, I did get a chance to look over that. I didn't read it in depth, though.
Same as me, basically. I was just like, oh, this looks cool. Yeah, we'll use it. Okay, let's move on. So, that is the status of the Temple of the Guiding Light at the moment.
I think the first thing you're listed to do is buy around for all the workers that are working on the temple right now.
And they will very happily take that. As you do so, you do notice that the mead hall itself is still over capacity. Most of the people of the town are still shacked up in the mead hall. Like, there are still these cloth curtains separating out different parts of the main hall, and all of the rooms upstairs are very much in use. This place is overcrowded, but as more of the structures get rebuilt outside, people are clearly moving back out there, and Goodmead has very much a feel of a boom town about it. Like, even though it's been attacked, it suffered minimal physical damage, and there's kind of good spirits about, right, this is giving us an opportunity to rebuild this place and build it better. And we've got so many people around now from, especially the people from East Haven and also from Dugan's Hole. They are really putting in a big effort to rebuild Goodmead.
What people from Dugan's Hole? Just Hilda?
No, there were actually a couple of people who did survive. About 25 people trickled in from Dugan's Hole. So even though the town itself was completely leveled, and I'm very sorry to report, Tahko, but the speaker did not make it.
Darn.
Darn.
So
What a
sad.
loss.
They have just integrated
Dead now.
themselves with Goodmead and are contributing to the rebuilding, although they do try to keep themselves a bit to themselves as they're not used to this many people around. And the general
Especially people who
population of
don't have a
Goodmead has
sixth
boomed
finger.
from like 200 to 400, so it's like doubled.
Wow,
Jeez.
nice.
Okay, so that was Goodmead. So Vulwin, you are heading up towards Lonelywood. Is anyone else doing any travel? Because for part of this you might well be travelling together, I'm not sure. And which route are you taking? How are you getting there?
I think Sassar is going to go to Bryn Shander.
Okay.
Oh,
Can you bring up the big map?
Oh yeah, sorry.
You don't just
I
wanna,
was gonna
like,
go with Tahko, wherever Tahko was going, I think.
I was going wherever you were going.
Okay.
Standing in one place, not going anywhere.
I think,
Waiting for
follow
the other
each
to
other.
move.
yeah. Elora was going to go to Caer Dineval and Caer Koenig just to see what the damage was and to, like, talk to people.
Hmm.
See what's up and do small repairs where she can.
Whoever turned 10 towns into 987, congrats to you. That's brutal.
It's not wrong, though.
I wouldn't mind just checking out the devastation of East Haven on the way to Caer Dineval.
We can, I guess. It's pretty depressing, but she'll go.
Okay.
Well, there were a lot of people in East Haven. No, there weren't, were there?
Many of them had
There
already
was-
left. But
I thought it was getting a comeback when it got destroyed again. Or
there was a slight comeback. East Haven had probably taken the worst brunt of just events of the 10 towns, so a lot of people had already left. But it was still the third largest town in the 10 towns. Like, there was still a lot of people.
Okay. Then, yeah, it's probably good that we stop there and I, try and assess whether or not it's going to become an undead nightmare town.
Okay. So who's going to East Haven? Elora, Tahko,
Probably just us.
just you two?
Actually, I
Yeah.
think I would journey with you guys on the way, at least until the East Way split.
Oh,
Yep.
Vulwin, Elora would ask you to check out Tourmaline on your way
Oh, yeah.
there.
Uh,
Just to see what's up.
Can do.
Not that it's not on the way, but you could avoid it.
Yeah, I mean it's a good thing. The roads are still relatively quicker.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you going to East Haven,
So it looks like we're all basically going here, and then we're all
Yeah, we're all
splitting.
going here.
okay.
We should really start a town right here.
For
It
real.
would be a pretty good spot. I mean,
mean-
Bryn Shander is basically that on the other side.
Mhm.
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 Okay, so
Alright,
for those
East
of you,
Way.
you all make your way up the East Way together, and it is clear that there has been a fair amount of traffic along the trails, particularly going from Bryn Shander East Way down to Goodmead. And as you get to that junction, there are basically no tracks going north and no tracks going east. all of the movement seems to be going from the west and south. So there is clearly communication and movement between those two towns, but nothing from the others. And as the two of you branch off and head towards East Haven, you remember it in the past. You could see the structures on the side of the lake, as many of the buildings went right down to the lakeside, and you could see buildings kind of on the horizon as you approached, but there is nothing. This place is flat. And as you get closer, you do see that there are small piles of rubble, but even where there was like a half a wall or something like that, it seems that the dragon had taken the time to destroy even those. And this place has been razed to the ground.
Wow. All right. Maybe it just heard the bard while it was there.
Tahko, Elora, give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Boop.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, you're both able to surmise this from having seen how the dragon was attacking other towns. It would seem that, and also because you've seen the dragon map at Sunblight.
Yeah.
The dragon was allocated quite a lot of time at East Haven. Because it was one of the bigger towns, the Duergar didn't necessarily know how bad things were here, really. And it seems that in the time that the dragon wasn't chasing people down, because those people weren't present, it spent that time just trampling this place.
God.
So there is quite literally nothing. And Tahko, looking around for bodies, investigation check. Because you wanted to know about the undead situation here.
Yeah, I'll also cast detect magic just to try and see the necromantic energy of the place.
Sure.
Investigation. 14.
Okay, so with the help of the detect magic doesn't get anything. This place is devoid of magical powers, magical energies.
Okay. Well, that's good.
But in terms of finding corpses and bodies, you do.
Oh.
Most of them
Okay.
are still just lying out on the road, covered now by several inches of snowfall that has fallen since the attack occurred. None of them have been buried. There are no graves set up or anything like that. People are just left where they fell. One thing you do notice, there don't seem to be that many Duergar corpses. This is mostly just people from the town.
Okay.
This is really too bad.
Yep. Honestly, I could spend weeks here putting the dead to rest, but I don't want to. So let's there doesn't appear to be a whole lot of vengeful energy here, surprisingly. So I don't think it's necessary.
It's too cold.
Yeah, probably. Definitely, if we ever get a thaw, we should bury the bodies, but they're not really going anywhere now. Although we might have a lot of wildlife move in here now that there's no people. And there's plenty of food.
The worst.
Well, the wolf population might spike in the next couple of years.
More food?
For them, yeah.
Or us?
Oh, eating wolves? Yeah,
We need to.
I guess.
I mean, Elora's literally just gonna wait till you're done so we can go.
Yeah, let's get out of here. This place is-
If there's no people to talk to, she has no role here.
Right. Fair enough.
Okay, so you guys head off in the direction of Caer Dineval. Meanwhile, who's going to Bryn Shander?
I think I'm
Yes,
passing through
Zach.
that way. Anybody else? Oh, you're coming with? Oh, great. We're
Yeah.
traveling together. It's a perfect
Fearless
time for you
retreat,
not to make it to Bryn Shander.
Wow.
Nice.
I like to see you try.
You're about to. Is Irilyssa just staying a good mead?
Yes.
Okay.
So
I don't really have
Vulwin,
reason to go anywhere else.
Fair enough.
Vulwin, Sahazar, heading off to Bryn Shander. You do meet several family groups of people leaving Bryn Shander, usually with a cart with whatever valuables and possessions they could salvage, moving down the road towards Goodmead. Do you want to stop and talk to any of them, or are you just going to let them go?
Vulwin would probably actually approach them and ask, like, in general, like, where they're coming from. He's looking to see if that means people are, like, leaving from the Cares or from East Haven, because at this point he doesn't know, what's happened with East Haven, other than we heard it was no more.
Okay. Give me a charisma check. Let's just see how much you get from them.
Sure. All right. Shake them down for information. Here we go. That's to GM, but I rolled an 11.
Okay. So you don't get very much from them. Most of them are pretty crestfallen and quite defensive out here on the road. Like, most of the people of the 10 towns haven't really been traveling for the last 2 years. So the fact that they are kind of says quite a bit. But they are very quiet, they're very withdrawn, and the couple of words that you do get is basically, Bryn Shander is too much of a ruin. They've heard good things about Goodmead, so they go in there.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you'd agree with that.
So you two continue on to Bryn Shander, and in time you do see the city walls cresting the hill that Bryn Shander sits on top. Several of the towers of the wall have now been destroyed, and there are clearly gaps in the defences where the dragons just torn the wall down.
Nice. Brutal.
But as you get closer, you sense that it's quiet. Usually when you get close to Bryn Shander, it's the biggest town of the 10 towns. This is where the population is, and it is really quiet compared to previous visits. Even during the dragon attack, there was the clamour and the clatter of fighting. In the aftermath of it, people shouting and working together to get things restored, cries of wounded, and also just the shouts as survivors were found and buildings pulled off of them. But now it is very quiet.
Vulwin's been also very quiet this whole way and not talking to Sazar. But at this point, he will stop and turn to you and be like, "When's the last time you've been at Bryn Shander?"
Last time I was in Bryn Shander.
It's been a while? Has it been a while?
The last time you saw Zagrax, probably.
Oh, God, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
Last time when I ran into you guys in Bryn Shander. So it's been a while. So that even Bryn Shander didn't get off well from the dragon.
No, most of it was destroyed. And Zagrax started a cult. I would have expected to hear them, there's something happening in this town, but there's nothing there. At least nothing I could hear. It's a little unnerving.
Zagrax's cult, so...
Yeah,
So, yeah.
They tried to get me to touch a crystal, which you don't want to do.
No, definitely don't want to touch crystal. Crystals are known to not be good.
I'd like to check this place out, but I'd like to keep my visit short.
Don't worry, I'm planning on spending a bit of time here, especially now seeing what the state it's in.
Okay, so you both head on to Bryn Shander, and strangely to you, Vulwin, Sahazar less so. Usually your gates are shut. They're not. They're slightly ajar, enough for people and maybe a small cart to get through. No sign of guards.
Man, I really hope those commandments from Zagrax didn't go to their head.
What trouble did that boy get into?
All of it.
That's fair. He can't seem to stay out of trouble. But that...
It was Duvesa, right? That we
Yes.
set in charge? Yeah.
Well, she's the yeah.
She's the speaker.
Yeah, but we anointed her as like your Zagrax is like
Lackey.
like cult leader for a moment. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, let's go in then, I guess.
Okay, so you head in, and there is still a strong smell of smoke. You can't see it, it's just lingering from the damage that this place had taken. And now that you're having a chance to look around, now that you can actually see through many of the ruins, probably about 3/4 of this town has been razed. There are very few buildings still standing, and those that do often have very heavy scars and damage done to them as well. And as you make your way up that main road going to the town centre, a group of people approach you. They all have a single silver scale on an armband on their arm. All of them are carrying some kind of weapon, many of them cudgels or hammers, scythes, sickles, the kind of things you would expect like a peasant levy to carry, not regular soldiers. And spotting you two, they make their way over towards you.
Oh, are these some of the Zagrax's friends?
That does look like a familiar symbol to me. Well, not the one they had like a crystal in one hand holding it up kind of deal. That looks a little different. But maybe they're the same. Don't know. Lots happened, it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh there, visitors. What are you doing in Bryn Shander?
Passing through.
Well, you want to keep your wits about you, and if you've got weapons, keep them obvious. You never know who you're going to come across here. It's not a safe place.
Has it really gotten that bad?
Yeah, unfortunately. Cult of the Bright Ones are stepping up to do what they can, but outside are just brigands and thugs, and looters making the best of the tragedy to befall this place. And there's other groups who are starting to rise up, and none of them as nice as we are.
What are
You with
these
the,
other groups?
Well, the worst ones will be the Black Suns. If you come across anyone with a scar across their eye, stay clear of them. They'll knife you before they look at you.
I see. And who are you with?
We're with the Bright Ones. Order of the Bright One. Sorry, should have introduced ourselves. My name's Mick. We're just a group of the local people of Bryn Shander trying to keep a bit of law and order about.
Help thy neighbor.
And look to the guards, for they are the holy ones.
Yeah.
Cesar's gonna like lean over to Vulwin and
This is his cult, right?
I wouldn't say it's his.
Well,
He just kind of like whispers back to you.
yeah.
But
Cesar just kind of like gives you a look of like, yeah, I figured as much, and then goes back.
we're just I'm just passing through. But if you're followers of the Bright One, well, I'm one of the Dawnbringers. We followed him on the trip out of the town.
And as
Surely
you say,
remember that.
as you say, if I'm one of the I'm one of the Dawnbringers, his whole visage, kind of curious suspicion, just drops into surprise, bordering on awe. You're one of the Dawnbringers. Oh, forgive me, sir. Of course, you have the free reins of the town if you need it. Is there anything we can do to assist? Do you need an escort?
No, not really.
And any news of the Bright One himself? Is he well?
The Bright One, after heading down to the Citadel to fight the dragon, has taken a pilgrimage after we successfully slayed the dragon.
You got the bugger. Of course you did. You had the bright one with you.
I did. Yeah, he just kind of like, yeah, I did.
Blimey, he's taken a pilgrimage. Any idea where? That's clearly a place of real holy importance.
No, didn't say. Just that he'd be back.
Of course he'll be back. He's the bright one. He's the guardian of Bryn Shander.
Yeah.
And if my recalling of the stories are right, you must be Vulwin, yeah?
Yeah. He just like nods again. I will note that Vulwin has continued to travel with, scarf up kind of around the face now, especially given recent things.
Okay.
So.
Forgive me, I don't know you, but if you're associated with Vulwin, then you're okay.
Yeah, I'm a friend of the Dawnbringers.
Well, please, Duvasa's still holding court in the centre of town if you wanted to speak to her at all. Otherwise, we're doing what we can to rebuild, but bear in mind what I said. This is not a safe place at the moment. If you're passing through, you might want to make it quick. Though, of course, if you see anyone with this badge and he kind of points to the silver scale at his arm, we'll be more than happy to assist, especially if you tell him you're one of the Dawnbringers. Blimey.
That's one of the, is that the new symbol then?
Yeah, we needed
Nice.
some way to identify ourselves, especially in the dimness of the night. This at least glints off the torches.
Yeah, easy to spot. Won't mistake you at all.
Precisely. Well, we'd better continue our patrols, if you'll excuse us, and if you don't need us for anything else, we are willing and ready to serve.
Bright one be with you.
And also with you. May you brighten the darkness. And with that,
I mean, he's on a pilgrimage right now, so it's going to be some time, but I get it.
And with that, they file around you guys, keeping a respectful distance as they pass, heading back down towards where the gate is.
One's going to, look at you. Well, we're welcome here.
Yeah. It's actually better off than I thought it would be, considering
I don't think so.
it could be a lot worse knowing the boy.
Yeah. And he's just guess we're going to the center of town.
Yeah, that we are.
Yeah, center of town. I was thinking there might have been other places to check out, but I think center of town's the way to go right now, given all things being said.
Okay, so you head off towards the centre of town. And there is clear rebuilding work done here. There is actually a low barricade built across the street, and a pair of bright ones are looking out from a small makeshift guard post, just keeping an eye on coming and going so they don't halt you. And the barricade is moved aside so you're able to pass. It seems to be shut mostly during the nightly hours rather than during the day. And you're able to pass into the centre, where there is notably more activity. Reconstruction efforts are underway. Groups of people do pass you with various materials that they've just salvaged from the destruction of the city at large, and clearly they're trying to restore some semblance of normality to this place. And whereas the outskirts of Bryn Shander were very, very quiet, there is definitely more of an atmosphere of movement here.
Flag somebody down to tell me if they could point out where Duvesa might be.
Oh, yeah. If you go over there, you'll find the blue flag. She should be just under there with the sheriff.
Thanks.
Of course. And hurries off. A bucket of water and cradled in his two hands. And you make your way over to the blue flag, where there is indeed Duvesa, standing up on a bit of a platform with various people around her, and she's talking to one person, gesturing to another, pointing out in the distance with a third. Clearly the centre of the reconstruction efforts here. Hey up, that's a face I recognise. Come here, Vulwin, how you doing?
Doing okay. Looks like things are doing okay here too.
Yeah, things are recovering, but it's a slow process. We lost too many. Far too many.
Here you got a problem with other factions.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bryn Shander's become a bit of a war zone. You would hope after the destruction that was wrought here that people would come together. But if anything, it's divided us. Yeah, come inside. We'll talk a bit more privately. And with that, she leads the way to what looks to be just a makeshift half tent on the back of the former Speaker's Council chambers, which have just been destroyed. And she pulls aside a flap of the canvas and just ducks her way inside, holding it open for you guys. And as you pass within, you see that there is only one other person there, and it is, of course, Veldora, currently looking over a map. Ah, I'm glad to see that some of you made it back. Where are the others?
Traveling around, visiting some places. The assault on Sunblade was successful. I destroyed the dragon.
That's the best bloody news I've heard in some time. Oh, thank the gods for that one. Well done. Well done. She kind of walks over and slaps you on the back several times.
Yeah. It was no small feat.
No doubt. So how did the battle go? Dragons can't be an easy thing to do. What else did you find in the fortress? What is this place? We've heard about it, but we don't know anything about it at all.
Too many Duragar. A lot of Duragar.
I'm not surprised, them buggers.
Plants, plant creatures, spores. He just you see him like stare off into the distance for a while and just spiky creature thing. Big ant thing. A lot of really, really terrible things there.
I'll bet.
Yeah. But most of them are dead now.
Oh, that's a relief. And they're not going to be a problem anymore? The place has fallen?
Well, shouldn't be a problem. Before we left, the Black Swords were, I guess, taking to reading the rest of the Duragar from that place. Whatever ambitions they had.
That's good at least. Rooting out the Duragar will be a big step in making the 10 towns safer.
Yeah, their king's dead, and I guess their queen-to-be was going to take over, but probably isn't going to happen now.
Oh, did she leave?
Oh, what'd you say?
Oh, did she leave?
Not really sure. Might be being cut down.
Well, I'm sure it's the least that she deserves after the ruin that they brought on this place.
Yeah. You found this guy too.
Well, come in, have a
Thanks to you.
refreshment. We'll talk about exactly what went on there. I'm sure we've got a few stories to spread, and I could do with a break. And with that, she and Veldora just usher you to a small table with a couple of crates, so they are just upended as chairs, and you sit and talk for a while.
Good.
Going back to Elora and Tahko, so you guys have done with Easthaven. You start making your way back along the Eastway, and then turn northwards towards Caer Dineval.
Mm-hmm.
And as you make your way along the coastline of Lake Dineshire, you see the castle at the top of the cliff, as it always has been, dominating the landscape in that area, the road winding down to the main trail that then leads further on to Caer Koning. And as you get closer, you spot the blackened husks of the buildings outside of the castle. Their timbers darkened against the white snow that's still falling on them. The buildings themselves destroyed. A couple of ruins standing here and there, but it looks like the town of Caer Dineval, outside the castle at least, is reduced to ruins.
Okay.
That's not good.
No, but expected.
Right.
Just as with the other place, I'll cast detect magic and see if there's just a lingering necromantic energy and like just the general state of the tone of the town, or what's left of it.
Okay. Give me a second. Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. It seems the castle itself has some magic, but the town, it seems fine.
Yeah.
You want to stay there for the night? Elora?
I guess we have to. She was sighing.
I see.
Well, we should probably talk to Kadroth anyway.
True.
So, fine. Let's go do that.
All right. I'm sure we've beaten the Black Swords here, so we can at least tell them the good news.
Yeah.
So as you approach the castle, one of what you thought was just one of the crenellations shifts and seems to come to life. One of the two gargoyles you've often seen in relation to this place stretches its wings and then disappears into the courtyard beyond the wall.
Oh, now
Bye.
Lazarus knows we're here too.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't exactly hiding that.
I know. It's a good thing. I just feel like we have a lot of sad news to hear. So I'm not really looking forward to it.
You make your way up to the castle, and as your approach is recognised, you have a voice calling down, "Here, who goes there? Travellers in front of the castle."
Yes,
We're
this is...
Dawnbringers.
Thank you.
Dawnbringers, got any proof?
No.
You can look at us.
Come closer so we can see you. It's a bit dark still.
All right. Sorry, keep trudging
I'll
out.
walk closer.
Okay. And as you get closer, you notice another figure seems to join the guard at the top of the gatehouse, and they exchange a couple of words. And then a moment later, the gates, you hear the wooden, what's it called? The wooden blocker, barricade lock thing being lifted, and then one of the gates just starts to shift open, just wide enough to permit you entrance.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll squeeze in.
All right,
like
enter,
it.
friends. Kadroth will be wanting to see you.
Thank you.
And with that, you pass within the threshold of the Caer at Dineval, and immediately you're astonished to see how many people are in here. Usually when you've seen Caer Dineval in the past, it's been low numbers of people. People there, definitely, but not now. Not like now, where there are ramshackle structures, tents, leaning up against the walls pretty much the whole way around. You can see the stable area has multiple people kind of hanging out the window, staring to see who was approaching the castle at this point. And there are probably a good, I think it was like 40 or 50 people crammed into the courtyard.
Wow.
Are these regular people or are these soldiers?
Regular people.
Are they acting normal or are they chanting? Or
Give me an insight check.
oh, crap. Okay. Insight check. How screwed up are these people for living here? 25.
With X-ray vision, you're expertly able to pick out everybody, homing in on their most internal desires and find these people are actually kind of normal. You don't really sense anything that's particularly off about them.
Right.
Good.
The obvious thing is there is a sense of desperation about the place, a loss of hope, but also an undercurrent of determination, of a strong will, of we're still here, we're still fighting. The other thing you've noticed with that crazy insight roll is near the stable there is what looks to be a makeshift kennel. And looking at the kennel, you now see several, probably like 24 canine eyes looking up at you from the darkness within the kennel. Behind it, leaning against it, several sleds from the familiar setting of the Frozen Far expeditions from Caer Konig.
Oh, okay. Oh,
All
wow.
right.
Okay.
Good. Let's go
Maybe
visit them.
Oh, never mind. I didn't. You have to tell me that.
Look. There's kennels over there from Frozen Far.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, that probably means the Caer Konig is gone.
Well, yeah, but it means they survived.
Yeah, that's good, I guess.
Yeah, find the silver linings here. Come on.
I know. I just now it's the 6 towns.
Yeah.
We'll have to confirm. Let's go.
6 that we know of.
6 that we know. Yeah, that's true.
Don't get too cheery on me.
Let's go talk to Katroth.
Okay.
I love that. Take the silver linings. It's the 6 towns now. Whoa, calm down. We don't know if it's 6 yet.
And,
Way to
silver
lie.
linings. Nope. But don't get your hopes up. Jeez.
So as you make your way further in the courtyard, you are halted by a shout coming from the stables. Here, I recognise you too. And coming out of the stable is the... I can't remember if she's a halfling. I think she is. No, she's... Wait, hang on. I need to double check what race she was.
Yeah. This is the lady that took care of the... What's this guy?
Yep.
Good.
She a dwarf?
She could be whatever she wants to be.
Just wish I could remember.
I think she was a halfling.
I thought she was a halfling.
She wasn't tall.
Yeah. She might have been a quarterling.
Dwarf.
Quarterling.
Eighthling.
Dwarf.
Dwarf. Okay. Excellent choice.
Those are some familiar faces. Good to see you again, as Jartha comes out from the stable, wiping her hands on a very bedraggled-looking rag. Big smile on her face as she approaches. Good to see that some of the others survived. How are you doing?
Oh, wow. I'm really glad to see a friendly face again.
Doing well.
From the north. Yeah, we're doing well.
You're too right. So, any news from any of the other places? We've been a bit isolated up here.
Goodbeat is doing well. A lot of people seem to be pulling there. However, East Haven is quite gone.
As is Dugan's Hole.
Oh, that place was always a hole. Shame to hear about East Haven, though. That was one of the best places around here.
It is too bad. But we defeated the dragon, namely Vulwin did.
That's bloody brilliant. Well done.
So at least we don't have to worry about that anymore.
That's definitely one less thing. What about Those bloody Durgar. I know that they've been around as well.
The Black Sword stayed behind to slaughter them down to the last.
And with that, she kind of glances past you towards the main keep of the care. And the smile that she was wearing previously just seems to deepen a bit more. I wasn't sure about these lot, but they seem to be doing the right thing at least.
They were quite singularly minded, but it was a well-placed thought.
When we came here, we had to flee Cairconing. Unfortunately, it's like East Haven. It's gone. But they kept the gates shut on us at first, not really knowing who we were. But after a bit of persuasion and more than a few choice words, shall we say, they did open the gates and let us in. And for that, we have to thank them.
Did Trovis survive?
I've not seen hair or scale of Trovis.
Wow.
I can only assume the worst.
That's too bad. But, if you haven't seen him, perhaps there's hope.
A few of us made it safely out of Cairconing. That dragon was pretty intent on taking us down.
Yes. He was intent on taking all of the 10 towns.
So it would
It
seem.
nearly did so.
Well, I'm glad that the Black Swords let you in. I was worried about that. I was surprised to see so many people in here, because they were not very open to us either at first.
Yeah, I've been asking about that. The damage outside of the town would suggest there'd be a lot of dead people here, but it seems actually very few were killed. The dragon, when it attacked, left the castle completely alone.
Interesting.
So as soon as people got in the castle, they were safe.
That's good.
I'm not sure on that one either.
It seemed to have some difficulty with stone structures. Mostly went after the wooden buildings.
Yeah, could be. I must say I had some darker thoughts initially, but all the stories I'm hearing about the Black Swords now, let's put that to ease at least.
They will
Anyway,
likely be returning.
You should go in and see Kadroth. I'm sure he'd be wanting a word with you as well.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
Well, don't let me keep you. I got dogs to
Alright.
tend to.
Yeah, glad to see
Well,
you.
not.
Glad to see you as well. Welcome back.
All right.
And with that, John makes her way back into the stable, leaving you guys free to go up to the main keep.
Alright, let's go.
Yeah, I'll have there.
And you are ushered in by one of the Black Swords who leads you to Kadroth's chamber. This time the door is open and Kadroth's just seated behind his chair. You can tell that he's been just kind of staring at the doorway when you walk in, as he immediately just leaps up going, "Marvellous! You've returned to us all! Excellency! How are you?"
We're well. We've succeeded.
Wow, it's magnificent, marvellous. And what are the others? Will they be joining you later?
The other Black Sword stayed to clear out the last of the Jarard.
And the other Dawnbringers are traveling.
So, not too many losses amongst the Dawnbringers?
Shockingly, no. We had very, very close calls.
Ha! That's wonderful, wonderful, absolutely brilliant. I always knew that you had a bit of a backbone to you, and I'm certainly showing that today. Or whenever it was that you fought this blighter. And what of my own, of the Black Swords? Did they do their duty, and did they take down the Durgar and the dragon?
Yeah,
I guess.
Yes. Initially, they suffered some deep losses trying to enter the facility, but once in there, they held their ground very well.
Magnificent, absolutely. I would expect to be hearing from them shortly then. We haven't heard anything yet, so this is the first news that you are bringing to us. And, of course, my door was wide open so that you could enter and regale us of this tale as soon as you arrived.
Indeed. I'm glad to see the door was opened for others as well.
No, of course, we are the defenders of the 10 towns. We must do what we can.
Excellent.
That's great to hear.
What towns there are?
Yeah, what towns there are.
What do you mean?
East Haven is completely gone. Torn down to the very bricks.
As is Dugan's Hole. And I assume Caer Konig as well, from what I've heard from outside.
Yes. Jarthus did say that Caer Konig has suffered rather poorly. I'm very sad to hear about East Haven, though. We'd invested quite heavily in keeping that place secure, though, of course, many of the garrison had to accompany your own expedition to the Duragar's dark beating heart.
So I do
Yes,
feel a
this
bit of
one.
regret
I'll
in
pull
not
up my
leaving
lantern.
more troops.
Have you...
When he says dark beating heart, I'll go like, oh yeah, this one. And I'll pull out my lantern with the heart in it. We stole it.
It's a bucket.
doesn't look very dark. It's rather brighter than what I would expect from the Duragar.
They used it for forging. It is still beating, though. And I'll poke it.
Kind of go... yes. Very curious, that. I'm sure Avarice would like to have a look if she were aware that you were here.
I'm sure she would.
And indeed, she is very aware that they are here.
Oh, hello.
Avarice.
I have arrived precisely on cue.
Hello. We made it out. We defeated the Black Dragon too, as well. So. Yep.
This is very good.
And the king.
And the king
And
as
the
well.
king.
A double whammy.
And we stole their heart. Not in a figurative sense. I'll hold up the lantern.
And as you hold up the lantern, she makes a gesture in front of it, and her eyes flash purple for a moment.
Ooh.
A dragon heart. Red.
Mhm.
Very powerful, but much smaller than I would have expected.
Mm.
Must have
They
been
were
must have been an hatchling.
using it to work with the gems that became the Black Dragon.
Ah, you mean the Chardeline? Yes.
Yes.
It would make sense that they would need something very odd to do this. Well, I think that we have things to discuss. Kadroth, you may leave now. And Kadroth kind of goes, fine.
Kadroth, the Black Swords did very well in aiding us. Thank you. For
Delighted to
everything.
hear that, my dear. Absolutely delighted.
As he's leaving.
And he kind of stops and tries to say more than that, and with a flick of her wrist, Avarice just slams the door in his face. And you hear a...
Jeez.
Oh well.
And with that, Avarice makes her way over to where Kadroth had previously been sat and just lounges back in the chair.
Wow. He controls her about as much as somebody controls a cat.
She makes another gesture with her hands, and two chairs they're probably not materialize. They just pull out from the back wall and basically just slide under your knees, basically forcing you to sit down as well.
More
Oh,
chair
thank you.
magic.
The magic chairs. So I am very curious about what exactly you found in the Duragar stronghold. Regale me, please.
Well,
All right.
there was a lot. There was 4 people, and it was 4 person. Unfortunately, we killed them. There was this heart. The king had some dangerous magic going on. All of the Chardelin we pushed into the lava that they were using as a forge. At least from the dragon. Did we find
There-
anything else?
There are many bizarre creatures we ran across that were from deep within the earth.
Oh yeah, there was someone with a tentacle mouth that couldn't speak but could talk to me telepathically, but They wanted to go home, so they left back to the Underdark?
They simply just let you be?
Hmm.
Yes.
Curious.
I think they may have been
They were-
heavily injured too.
It seemed
Somewhat
like they
negative.
said that they had lost their mind, like their mind was taken from them.
I do not
And
know
they-
very much about the Durgar practices, but if this creature is what I think it is, then it is most curious that the Durgar would have one.
Right. It was
Bad.
no threat, though.
That is certainly not what I would have expected, but good.
Oh, there was a really big monster that kept mind controlling all of you guys, too. But we
I
killed it.
barely remember that one, but yeah.
You were gone the whole fight.
And a big mushroom.
And the big
Living
mushroom
one.
as well.
A big mushroom, yeah.
Yeah.
I would expect all of these to have come from underground then, same as the Durgar themselves.
Right.
I would assume.
There was a big fiery guy. He set me on fire, and I really don't remember much of what happened there. Maybe Tahko remembers.
Fiery guy on fire. Doesn't ring any bells.
I was talking to him, telling him that we had killed his king, and he wanted me to hand over the crown, but I said no, and then he set me on fire.
Oh yeah, he was some kind of horrible thing. I was also on fire for a while, I remember.
Can you
But-
describe this thing a little bit better?
I described the thing in detail.
Roll me an intelligence check. Let's see if you do.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Intelligence. It's not a skill. Intelligence. It had spines.
It had spines and it was on fire. Some kind of fire elemental, then I would imagine.
Mm,
It was a Durgar before. It turned into that thing.
I didn't see that part.
I have not
Yeah.
heard of a fire elemental being able to change its features. That is very strange.
Maybe it was an underground fire elemental.
I don't know.
Possibly there would be many creatures that we have not encountered yet, I am sure.
And there were lots of Durgar, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Kadorth
Not
would have-
anymore.
I am sure that Kadorth and his people would have been very happy to be fighting them.
Overjoyed.
And you say
Somewhat at
that Sunblight is now swept of these Durgar?
As far as we know, we ended up
Yes.
leaving as they were going to take the rest of the Durgar out.
Okay.
least, as they were smoking them out. It was quite.
It was really fiery, yeah.
Surprisingly smart.
Their commander is quite ambitious and
Yeah,
Reactive.
not all of them are so smart, but Fel doesn't seem quite as...
very eager to commit genocide.
Ah, yes, Fel. A good man.
Elora shrugs.
So, I must congratulate you on a job very well done. And I fear I must ask something of you myself now.
Oh, okay.
But I think that you will find that our goals are aligned on this one, no?
We shall see.
And with that, she gets up again from her chair, makes her way over to one of the walls on which there is a large tapestry of Icewind Dale stitched onto it. It's like a giant map of Icewind Dale. Your ongoing struggle against oil has pleased my master, and he has asked that I share a bit more of my true mission here in Icewind Dale with you.
Okay.
Excellent.
In my research for the Arcane Brotherhood, I discovered that Oriel has hidden away the ruins of a lost city somewhere up beneath here, and with that she points to the glacier, the Redhead Glacier on the far east of the map.
Oh. Okay.
I believe that she is using magic from this city to create the eternal winter, which has so engulfed us all recently. Now,
Oh,
of
wow.
course, we do not know precisely where the city is. The ice is too treacherous to search properly, and even with my gargoyle companions, it is buried, so you cannot see it from above. I have looked.
Well, okay. You want us to find the city?
No. one of my colleagues has discovered that there is a key which can supposedly open the glacier and reveal its secrets within.
Excellent.
This key that I seek.
Okay, so we have to find a key.
Oui.
A glacier key.
Any leads on where it is?
Well, I have been trying to track my companion for some time, but she has some skill, and I have not been able to do so until very recently, when suddenly I was able to pierce her defenses and find where she is.
Oh.
She was not where I expected. She was far to the west over here, and she moves her hand over to the Sea of Moving Ice.
Oh. A companion of yours that was trying to avoid you?
Colleague,
Colleague.
not companion.
See.
Okay.
You must understand, within the Arcane Brotherhood there is a certain competition between fellows. The way that we advance within is by simply outdoing those that are around us. We are not permitted to hurt them, but we must simply shine brighter.
I
Okay.
see.
Fair enough.
But
Okay.
from what I understand, and having done a little bit more research into this, there is an island purported to be in this area, and with that she conjures up a little pin and kind of just points in an area, eventually putting the pin in the center of where she pointed. There is an island called Solstice.
Oh, yes. We've heard of that too.
You have?
Just recently.
We've heard a whisper of it.
Yes.
How, please?
Zagrax's grandpa.
Curious. I have not heard of this one.
Apparently there are at least two, a summer and a winter.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, there's a winter solstice and a summer solstice. Don't really know what that means.
Are you sure this is not simply times on the calendar?
No.
If
Sahazar
it were
said
Zagrax, I would believe so.
Yeah. Zagrax's grandfather said that there was an island in the Sea of Ice.
And that is where I believe that Nass is now.
Hmm.
I cannot say exactly where, but it is definitely in this area. This is where it has been reported before, but no two reports are ever the same.
Who gives these reports?
Sailors, usually. Whalers.
And what do they report of it?
That there is a mist-shrouded island with a great structure of some kind in the middle. Not many of them land, or if they do not report back.
Oh, okay.
Sounds horrible. All right.
It sounds like just the place where you would find such a key. The only other
Right.
thing I have discovered is this key is called the Codicil of Ice, which makes me think it is maybe a book.
Oh. Cortisol?
Codicil. Like a tome.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So if you go to Solstice and recover the Codicil of Ice, bring it back to me, and then together we can open the rift in the glacier and see what secrets are held within.
Surely as easily said as done.
But of course, you have already proven your capabilities.
Do you know anything of Zagrax's other family?
Other family. He has a
No,
grandfather.
never mind then. I just know Zagrax's family might be hanging out in that area, the Redhead Glacier. Not
Perhaps
friendly family, though.
But
planning an
Zagrax is a
attack.
dragonborn, no? Usually it is
Yes.
Goliaths in that area. More like you, Tahko.
I feel that we've heard that they may be working in tandem.
Curious. My
Mhm.
gargoyles have reported that there are movements to the north of the 10 towns, but I was not very curious myself, so I did not investigate further.
That movement may be indicative of another attack coming.
Yeah.
You should probably
Yes, you
tell
may
Kadroth.
want. Yeah, we'll tell Kadra.
I don't want to disappoint him so quickly.
Well, I have passed on what information I had. If there is anything else
Thank
you wanted to
you.
report to me, please do so.
Do you have
You're looking
anything
lovely
else?
tonight.
Yes.
I always do.
I'm glad that the fortress castle held during the dragon attack.
Yes,
Oh,
it was curious. It did not seem to be attacked itself, but maybe it simply sensed to us within.
Or perhaps some of the protective energies. Yeah.
Also possible.
Interesting.
Anyway,
I
I
think-
have my research to get back to. Even if you bring
Very
me
well.
the key, I must find where the door is.
True.
Okay.
And with that, she just gets up and, with a flick of her wrist, the door opens and she just passes straight through. No, but so you've had your chin wag with Avarice. Jolly good lady that she
Yes.
is, of course.
We did.
Yeah.
So, anything to report? What is our dear lady after this time?
Oh, a book.
A book.
Maybe a key.
A wizard
Maybe
looking
one
for a
of the
book?
same.
Why am I not surprised?
It's pretty normal for a wizard.
Indeed. Well, is there any other assistance that we can render to you? Otherwise, we are mostly just waiting for the Black Swords to report back.
We still have a long journey to take.
Yeah.
We had a bit of a shortcut.
No. Shortcut. Well,
Yes.
I am sure that individuals of your means have your own capabilities and woo-woos.
Yes,
Yeah.
whatever that was. Sure we have that.
Elora will actually tell Kadrat the same thing she just told Avarice. Like, be wary, there might be people coming from the northwest.
For Duragar?
No.
No?
Dragonborn and Goliath, possibly?
Led by Duragar?
No.
No, although they may be mind controlled by allies of Durga.
Yes. That makes sense. Those little blighters are always mind controlling this and that. Yes, I will send some of our guards to the north, and we'll see if we can keep an eye on those blighters. Make sure they don't try anything sneaky. Although they undoubtedly are already. We should set extra guards just to be sure.
Excellent.
In the meantime, I insist you join me for some dinner. I do believe it is soon time.
Oh, sure.
We must.
Marvellous.
Yes.
Marvellous. And with that, you head off with Kadroth for what is probably an evening of you having your ear just talked at by Kadroth.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Melted.
As long as I'm getting fed.
Yep.
And I don't think you get anything else particularly from him. Avarice does not join.
Right.
Fair enough.
She probably doesn't need to eat.
Irilyssa,
It's
was
true.
there anything else you wanted to do in Goodmead?
I mean, other than just try and keep everybody's spirits up.
And how are
I
you doing
guess
that?
I'm in the best place.
Yeah, it's pretty chill where you are. I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah.
activity, but it's good activity.
Yeah.
Every night we meet in the meat hall and have story time.
Irilyssa, would the full moon fall into the time that we were back?
Yes, 2 days later, and in fact, it's a important full moon because it is in fact a blue moon.
Okay. Irilyssa is going to be like, we need to get a festival together now.
Okay.
Just into that, the festival of the blue moon.
So, outline to us how you think such a festival would be celebrated.
Well, there'd be lots of cheese,
Of course,
lots of drinks,
naturally.
and then at midnight, everybody would go for a moon viewing,
Mm.
just to bask in her radiance.
And when the festival first starts, it's fairly cloudy, so it's kind of hard to see the sky, and there is some snow coming down. I wouldn't say it's heavy, but enough to keep people indoors. So most of this is done either in the, at this point, half-constructed temple or in the mead hall, and people kind of moving between the two. The kitchens of the temple kept particularly busy, getting the cheese production going to make sure that there is enough to go around. And there is, if it's rationed out a little bit, like cheese is definitely one of those luxuries, because it takes flipping hours to make. It's horrible. But as it gets closer to the moon viewing, you kind of keep half an eye to the sky, getting a little concerned about just how brilliant this spectacle is. And you remember from your time at Candlekeep, which has much warmer climes, that such a blue moon celebration is usually a big deal, and you can see the moon in its full glory, and especially certain times of the year it seems closer to the world and you get the especially big moon. Nothing like that this evening, but as it gets closer and closer to midnight, the clouds do seem to start to thin and eventually disappear until there is just this brilliant night. You've got the Aurora Borealis flashing around on the sky as well, giving you even more of a light show, and it's really quite spectacular. And then the moon itself is brilliant. Not exactly big in the sky at this point, it's still fairly far off and small, but it is bright, and the whole of Goodmead is just bathed in the silvery light. And you can see quite clearly, almost like it was a false dawn, everything around you. And people are out celebrating this, wrapped up really warm, because now the clouds have gone, there is no insulation, and it is flipping cold. But that doesn't seem to dim anybody's enthusiasm for what is going on here. And you recognize that there is definitely a pretty sizable following of Saloon now in Goodmead. It's been building for a while, but with the efforts being made on the temple, people kind of prioritizing the temple almost over their own houses, it is clear that the following of Saloon is definitely growing here.
Once everything kind of starts to die down, Irilyssa is going to go and just kind of visit Thug's grave.
Okay, so yeah, you head over to Nin's house with the grave. Just was it Nin's house he buried? Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in the back of his house,
among the other graves. And yeah, you just offer a silent prayer to Saloon. And you do notice that there is a little sapling that seems to have sprouted out the top of the grave.
With blood red berries?
No berries yet.
Okay.
Mary. No. Thug, I'm sorry for what. I'm sorry for what we did to you. I hope that in some way we've earned forgiveness. And she'll just leave it at that.
And you're left there alone with your thoughts for a little while. Until eventually you feel like you've done the moment justice, and you pull away and rejoin the festivities, now in a little bit more of a dour mood, but soon enough the high spirits of the people around you pick you up, and you fall back into the good time that people are having here. The festival was right what these people needed. They've been under so much pressure that a lot of them seem to be just letting loose, and the mead right now is flowing thick and fast from the mead hall.
Hopefully the bees can keep up.
Hopefully. And that, I think, is where we will take our break. So when we come back, we will continue with Sahazar and Vulwin. Sahazar, are you staying in Bryn Shander, or are you going on with Vulwin to Lonelywood?
Staying in Bryn Shander, I think. Especially considering the current circumstances.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Well, we will take 5 minutes, so we'll resume again at past, and we'll see you then. Back soon.
Yay!
See you soon.
Okay, and we are back again. Hello, everyone. So, where were we? I do believe that we were talking with Sahazar and Vulwin. Sahazar, you're staying in Bryn Shander, right?
Yes.
Okay. Vulwin, where are you off to now?
I'm gonna visit Tourmaline, and actually, I'm going to visit Lonelywood. But
Okay.
I'm stopping in Tourmaline on the way just to see how things are going.
But you're skipping Targos.
I think I actually have to go to Targos, but I'm not staying.
You don't have to. I mean, you've taken that shortcut due north of
there
Bryn
is the
Shander several
shortcut,
times.
Yeah, there is that.
And also,
And actually, if I can get something to travel on, if there's anything from Bryn Shander, like an axe beak or something to get me there faster, I'll take that.
give me an investigation check.
Sure. Let's see, where's investigation? There it is. 14.
You find the stable where Axbeaks have been procured before. Unfortunately, there seems to be a bit of a... Well, perhaps fortunately. There seems to be a bit of a butcher store set up that seems to have some fairly fresh meat that they're currently selling.
Nice. Yeah, maybe I'll run across Bloodbeak at some point. Not hopefully in that store, but who knows?
Maybe, but unfortunately, no. There don't seem to be any Axbeaks available at the moment.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, then he'll just continue on.
Okay. So, yes Targos or no Targos?
That's a no.
Okay.
I don't think he
You're
wants to
gonna
go
visit?
talk to what's his face? No. we can do that one as a group if we want to. That's a no.
We're all gonna avoid him.
Last we knew he was being like, "Hey, you guys caused this." Like, no.
You don't want to go
I'm
tell
skipping
Maxwell
that place.
Danner that you killed the dragon?
No, because he'll also blame me for like causing the dragon to be there. So, no.
Okay.
Vulwin's like, nah, straight towards Tourmaline.
So you head north towards Tourmaline. I'm trying to... You went through Tourmaline, didn't you, on the way to Lonelywood?
Yes. Yeah, because we fought the dragon there for a little bit.
Yes, we did. We did see what it was like previously when it was had been sieged, basically.
Yeah. It was in the middle of being attacked.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So yeah, you head towards Tourmaline, and as you round the coast of Merdewalden on the way to Tourmaline, you are buffeted by the familiar Arctic winds that go along Merdewalden, buffeting the stretch of track that heads up towards Tourmaline. It gets noticeably quite a bit colder as you're heading up that way, and there does eventually come to be a light dusting of snow that appears from the skies. But as you close in to Tourmaline itself, give me a perception check.
Okie dokie. 20.
You make out, even over the gusting winds, several piercing whistles.
Am I familiar with these kinds of, these whistles at all?
You have not heard these whistles before. They're quite shrill and
Okay.
high-pitched, though.
Where does it sound like they're coming from?
Ahead, towards the town.
Just towards the town? Okay. Yeah. He's still gonna head towards the town and investigate what these whistles might be. What's going on in the town?
Okay, and as you approach the town, the whistles still until there is just quiet as you come close. But as you approach the town proper, the outskirts of the first structures there, you are met by a group of armed villagers, led by one hulking half-orc with a two-handed blade strapped over their back.
Have I ever seen this half-orc before?
You
By
may have
chance.
noticed this one once or twice.
I see. He's just gonna as he approaches, he's just gonna hold his hand up. I don't know if he recognized.
You've got your covers up, so probably not.
Mm.
Who is going there? What do you want?
Well, I just want to pass through it. Oris, I think you know me. It's Vulwin. You know, Elora's friend.
Ah, Vulwin. Yes, I recognize the voice. How is Elora doing?
Well, was that a joke a moment ago? I mean, you're just joking that you didn't recognize me, right?
You have most of your face covered. It was your voice that gave you away.
Ah. Yeah.
But I apologize
Heard
for
the
the
whistles.
frosty warning, but we can't be too careful these days.
Yeah, I heard the whistles on the way. Guess that was to sound the alarm.
And as you say that, and Oris kind of relaxes visibly, and most of the little guard that had appeared, recognizing who you are, kind of just disappear within the town itself, threat over. And two of the kobolds come up. We did good? We did good? Yeah, you did good. The warning was loud.
Yep. Did great.
We did great. We did great. Payment now? Horace just pulls out like a single coin, just drops it in the palm. Oh, shiny. And with that, the two kobolds, one of them cradling this coin against their chest, just disappear into the town as well.
I'll wait till they're out of earshot when they walk away, and I'll just look at Oris and be like, the dragon's dead. I killed it.
You killed it. Elora is still alive.
Yeah, Dawnbringers and I.
This is a good day. And the other Dawnbringers, they are alive as well?
Yeah. Yep. All of them. Every one of them.
You say this in a strange way, but okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Insight check. That's a natural 1.
Oh,
Okay. Then everything is fine.
Yeah. Everything is fine. They're just traveling right now, and we're gonna be back up. Everybody's taking a moment.
Well, I am pleased to see you again. As you see, Tourmaline is still here. We did take some damage from the dragon attack, but most of us were hiding in the mines, and some also fled to Bryn Shander. We have not heard back from them. No, wait, sorry, Targos. They went to Targos.
mm.
You haven't heard back from them, as in they found a comfy place in Targos and, they haven't written you back or what?
It is possible. It is only a few days, and if Targos was hit in the same way we were, they are probably helping with repairs. Have you heard anything more from Targos?
No, I skipped right over going to Targos. He just goes
Okay.
like, yep.
Okay. I see absolutely
Yeah.
nothing that I need to press in deeper on this. You are completely trustworthy.
Yeah, just decided to skip the place. We're just kind of like back and forth, be like, yep.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
took a shortcut. I understand. You need to travel quickly, just as the others are probably traveling to the other towns.
Yep. Just thought I'd, pass through Tourmaline on the way to the Lonely Wood, considering it's on the way.
I am pleased you did, and you have done very well in killing the dragon. It definitely needed some vengeance to be wrought upon it, and this you have done.
That I did.
So how did you do it? With one of your blades or with a bow?
Yeah, with the bow. Struck a perfect shot. When it was trying to fly away from us, it had almost slaughtered all of us.
And at this point, he just kind of turns to you and just like a friend who's trying to guide you in a certain direction. He kind of turns you, and as you're walking down the main street in the direction of Elora's parents' tavern, you're just exchanging the story of of the fight against the dragon. Well, the least
Yeah,
I can do
it
is
just
buy you a
exploded.
drink.
Yeah, through a giant, a bit away out of the ground.
It just exploded just like that from an
Yeah.
arrow.
Well, I mean, it was we had to come to quite a few blows, but that was the final blow. That thing was. It was terrifying.
Yeah, I can believe this. And also,
But
I
I
would
was more
imagine
terrifying.
when the magic was destroyed, then it would not have a way of holding itself together anymore, and that is why it went boom.
Yeah. Sure, that's what I think too, but it's dead now.
And the towns are that much safer because of it. We can relax a
Yeah.
little.
The Duergar shouldn't be any problem either. The king is dead and the rest of them are soon to follow.
This is the best news I've heard for many days.
Well, you tell your people.
We will certainly do that. And with that, he leads his way into the tavern. The dragon is dead. This one killed it. Hooray! Woo! Drinks! Woo! Yay! And many drinks are offered to you.
Yeah. I'll accept the drinks. Maybe not all of them, but I'll take some drinks.
Hey, that's no fair. You're getting a head start on the drinking with Zagrax. Come
Roll
on
me
now.
Hey, I'm just practicing.
Roll me a con
Yeah.
save. Let's see
I'm
how
gonna say
you
that's
do.
nice.
Sounds great. Will do. Let's go. Con save 15.
That
Hi.
conversation
Getting
you
your good
had
rolls.
was just the most stilted and awkward since I played Oblivion.
I hope you liked it. I hope you liked it.
Like, what the heck? This is good. Yeah, it's good. Like, what is this?
It's like, did you visit Dargos? Yeah, I skipped it.
Tell us the great tale.
Sounds
I
great.
shot it with an arrow.
It exploded. Ah,
I imagine it exploded because it's magic stuff. That's my theory, too. What? It's just so strange. It's so utterly bizarre.
And completely normal for both of
I don't
them.
know.
Right?
I don't know if you've. I don't know if you've ever noticed the way that Vulwin slightly changed around Oris, but it has happened several times. Got to keep it
Why?
digestible.
Oh, man.
Oh no.
So you spent probably a bit longer than you had intended at Tourmaline Tavern. Both of Elora's parents are there, and you saw a couple of stories from them. They're both very relieved to hear that Elora is still alive and doing okay. But in good time, you make your farewells.
Yeah, I spread a rumor too that Elora's a god now.
Okay.
It's an old fishing tale,
Oh, yeah, she's ascended. She's
Yeah.
Expand upon this.
Let's see.
Laura the distended.
No.
The distended.
I could see Oris just being like, oh, I see.
Oh yeah, the story I'll say is that she touched a dragon heart and was given powers of the sun, and
Oh my god.
Are we all starting little cults?
No, because mine was first.
Give me a deception check.
sure.
Oh, man.
I'm
Or
sorry,
just
what was
think
that,
you're
Zagrax?
drunk.
You're going to undermine our whole
Hey,
activity.
you
the
said
thing
you
is,
were
it's
supposed to
definitely a story, right? So let's see. 12 deception check.
Oh, a 12. That'll pass.
Yeah, anybody who is got a better number, it's like I'm telling a tall tale, having fun with it.
Okay.
Like for those that may not realize, aren't in on the very clear joke that's going on.
There are some truths to what you're saying and some false.
I could see your parents rolling one, so they're like, our daughter's a god now.
Maybe they knew all along. Oh my god, no!
Blessed of the sun be thy
Beautiful.
daughter.
Actually, that really helps me out, actually, with the plot point I was worried about. So thanks.
Oh,
Thanks.
So
What?
go back there. It's like you're gonna try to explain everything. Your parents are like, you're a god now. Wonderful.
Making a note of that one.
Let's see. I got the food killer, and now Elora is a god.
Goddess. All right.
She's a god, like she's got godlike powers,
No.
and she's
not there.
embraced the power of the sun and can now control the weather and that type of thing.
Well, not like that. Maybe it's more like a demigod, but powerful. She can bend stone and
Just like the sun.
I always knew our daughter was destined for great things.
She's with some of the greatest.
Yeah.
As he
that she
takes
is.
another sip.
In reality, Vulwin's actually just trying to toot his own horn.
They buy into 100%. Oris is a little bit more. No, he believes just as much. He rolled a 7, so yeah.
Oh my God.
Some of the townsfolk are a bit, but those who know you better believe you more.
Mhm.
Oh no.
Awesome.
Yeah. What a fun story.
Like, this is Vulwin. He's always so serious. Must be true.
That's the
True.
best way to get old fishing tales to go. Just don't tell a bunch of lies, and then occasionally tell some tall tales.
Or you can tell a bunch of lies and see which one sticks.
You could.
Then you get a reputation as being a liar. But if you save it for just
Exactly.
one big one, then of course he's telling the
Not a
truth. He's
liar.
always truthful.
Yeah, he'll go into detail about blasting rays of light at things and just making up stuff
Good.
that are kind of based on reality, but
Yeah, kind of. Oh man.
Trying to work out how many blatant factions you guys have created in this place now.
I don't know about factions, but
You basically just proclaimed Elora god, and they bought into it wholly.
demigod.
Demigod.
I lowered
sorry.
it down as we went. Yeah.
I mean,
Like caught on like
Still.
uh-oh.
Anyway, so you do eventually, probably just before night breaks, start heading on to Lonelywood.
Yep.
And you get there just as the darkness is turning into real darkness, as opposed to just dim light. Barricades are still up around the town, but there is now a clear entryway made where people have been coming and going. And there is a fair bit of activity around Lonelywood. Mostly still repairing from the siege, which was longer ago now. The dragon's attack, obviously, did absolutely nothing to this place. Most of the townsfolk seem to have kind of retreated back into their normal way. So as you walk through town without very many people around, you can feel eyes are on you from
Oh yeah.
people kind of keeping an eye on this newcomer from their leafy hideaways.
Oh yeah. I mean, that would be pretty normal, even if it wasn't, even if they knew me. That's just only would. But I'll make my way towards the tavern,
And
Ramshackle Inn, technically.
the Ramshackle has had a lot of work done. Like, several of the buildings around have been rebuilt to various stages. The Ramshackle is very nearly fully restored. A lot of the fresh woodwork has been put on. It hasn't been painted or anything like that yet. It's got a fresh pair of shutters over the windows, and the doorway is just wide open at this point. You can hear a couple of voices coming from within.
Okay. Without hesitation, I'll head on in and
as
grab a seat.
As you pass through the threshold, your eye is drawn to this sign, which is just slowly flapping in the wind. There's just a blank plank at this point. But the sign is there, it's ready, but nothing's on it.
Nothing on it.
So you head in, and immediately you get buffeted by just warmth. And you're a little surprised that more of the warmth wasn't escaping through the open door, but because stuff, it didn't. In fact, there's a curtain there. There was a cloth curtain in front of the door. You had to kind of push that aside. And then immediately just get the warmth of this place, which is a little uncomfortable with the sudden difference from the outdoors. But behind a polished table, you see the large form of Orlamar. His eyes currently just down as he's working on something below the bar, and he hasn't noticed your approach just yet. Around, there are a couple of other tables which do have patrons. Like, this place isn't busy, but there are like 3 or 4 other groups at various different points around, each having drinks of their own.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go up to the spot at which I see Orlaban, and I'll just be like, "Hey, I need a room. You got rooms?"
I'm trying to remember how I made Orlaban speak. I think it was gruff. Gruff.
Yeah, sure, rough.
Rooms are upstairs. Cost you 5 silver a night, and I thought I recognised the voice. Vulwin!
Yeah, I kind of get a I clearly have a smile on my face, but I have at this point started to actually take down the scarf and everything. So it's pretty hot, pretty warm in here. So.
Vulwin, coming in off the cold of the night. How you doing, lad?
Pretty good. You've kept it pretty warm in here. A little too warm, if you ask me. But that's good to see this place actually alive for once. Not even back when it was together, it wasn't much of a place.
Yarragar's really come into her own. A dream was always to build a place for herself. Well, she's really invested into this place pretty heavily to bring the best out of it out.
Yeah, I'd be expecting to. He kind of looks around like, is there a gambling den somewhere in one of these corners? Because I would expect that.
You have to go upstairs for that one. Private games.
Wonderful.
I'll go and tell her you're here if you like. Before I do that, though, what do you think of this? And he kind of lifts up a big piece of cloth that he's been working on. And it's got some pretty gaudy colours to it, like different stripes. And you can see that it's some kind of canvas cover, probably an awning, judging by the framework that you saw outside.
Well, I don't know what to say, because I don't know what the hell it is.
It's an awning. Gonna hang it outside, but it's missing something important. A name.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to
that's for
stitch it all pretty like. Nice bit of embroidery on the front.
You're going to hang that outside? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep the punters nice and dry as they're hanging around, waiting to see if there's enough space for them to make their way in.
Interesting. Yeah. Looks great. So a name.
A name. You are the proprietor, after all. Can't really keep calling it the Ramshackle. Doesn't do this place justice.
No, it doesn't. I don't know. I'll give it some thought. But you can hook me up with a meal. Maybe I'd be able to think better.
Absolutely. We'll get you a thinking stew. You want anything else in particular?
Well, whatever kind of meats you got. Sounds good to me.
Mixed grill, coming right up. The hunters have been having a good time in the woods of late. Seems that a lot of the critters are back out in force from wherever it was they were hiding during the troubles.
Sounds good. Yeah, that's actually really great to hear. Now the hunting gets started again. It looks like everything's mostly gone back to normal.
Not gonna lie, things are getting good here. More like the old days.
Yeah. Hey, should continue to be like normal. At least as normal as normal right now, but Dragon's dead.
I'll drink to that. With that, he pulls another large cup from under the bar, which he's clearly adopted as his own. It's probably the biggest tankard in this place.
Yeah,
and he places it on the table on the bar in front of you. That one's yours for tonight. And he looks around for another one.
We'll top it up because I slayed it.
Yeah, done. Just you hear a glunk as he just dips it into a barrel and just places it still foaming on the top.
Did he clean it first?
Nope.
Okay. So, health code violations. 1.
Place is called the Ramshackle. It's come a long way.
Yeah.
Health inspector hasn't come through yet.
Does OSHA exist in this world?
Hell no.
No.
Well, you'll find your anger upstairs. Just listen out for the yells and anger. You'll find the room.
Gotcha.
And then with that, he kind of disappears behind another curtained door and into what you imagine is probably a kitchen.
Yeah, fantastic. I'll take a step upstairs and just kind of see how everything's like running and everything, because this is kind of interesting. If there's actually like a gambling den of some sort, games of chance.
The upstairs is much less built than the downstairs. They clearly wanted to get the bar done first, and to create a bit of a social hub for the town, because the town quite badly needed it. The upstairs, because there haven't exactly been a lot of visitors, there hasn't been a lot of demand for the inn part of this structure. But you do find one of the doors, or rather a door is slammed into your face as somebody, their face bright red in anger, is just like, "You can't do that! Can't believe you got 2 straights in a row!"
You say like a door was slammed in my face?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, I'm gonna like, if I can immediately like catch that and like thrust the door right back, I'll do it. But
God damn it!
hey,
Who
watch where
makes
you're
these
going.
doors fight back again?
Yeah, I did. Now step out of the way. You lost. Get out of here.
Roll intimidation with advantage.
Oh, sure. Let's see. Intimidation, where are you? Oh, one nat crit.
Didn't mean nothing by that, Mister.
Yeah, you'll
sorry.
smash my face. Watch what you're doing next time.
Of course. Yeah. He kind of just tries to
Sober
slide
up.
by you.
And leave a tip.
Oh, big tip, right? Yep. And he just
Yep.
pulls out his money pouch and just dumps it in your hand.
Just like Vulwin's just muttering to himself, like, "Yeah, you had plenty to spare."
It's not
Actually,
only
the
one
money
that's got-
pouch seems very, very light.
Is it empty?
It's
Okay,
basically
good.
empty.
Wonderful.
And you, like, glancing in it, you see that there are precisely 7 coppers.
Wonderful.
Right,
just
leave you everything.
shook him down.
Like, if you don't, excuse me, and I'll be going now. Sorry about that. Won't happen again. Sorry about that. Ah!
Fun.
And as you look around the open door at the inside, there is a very smoky interior, a small round table set up with 4 chairs around it. And 2 of them, one of the chairs is just sprayed across the floor several feet away. In the middle of the table, there is a large pile of various coins with several sets of cards laid out around the edges. One of the chairs is occupied by a balding man with greasy grey hair, kind of in a monk's tonsure almost type thing, with greasy leathers on. Second person is wearing what looks like a wool jerkin. Underneath it you can just about see a plaid shirt, as many of the lumberjacks in this area like wearing. And then in the third place is Yoranga. Her eye patch firmly in place, just kind of glaring at the other 2, and then glances up towards the door, doesn't really seem to recognize who you are, and just goes back to looking at the other 2.
Cool. What are they? What does it look like they're playing?
Poker.
Just poker. Cool. Yeah. If that chair was from that table, I'll walk over, write that up, and bring it towards the table and take a seat, and just be like, "Go ahead, deal me in for old time's sake."
Buy-ins 5 so. Vulwin!
Yeah. Good to see you.
You made it back, and you're definitely going to be more better company than the last idiot.
Yeah. Well, no guarantee I'll win.
Obviously. Well, we've got some competition here now, lads. This is Vulwin, proprietor of this fine establishment.
Well, I left it up to you guys.
Yeah, it's still yours, though, in name.
Sure.
Whatever. Deal us in. Come on, let's keep this game going.
That's what I come to expect. Good.
And
Yeah, and
with
then
that-
I'll deal in. Yeah.
How should we do this? Go ahead and roll me D20.
I just planned on spending some coin. Yeah. He doesn't really care whether or not he wins or not.
You do, actually. You end up taking away 26 gold pieces.
Wow.
As round after round seems to go against the other two, who eventually leave, leaving just you and Yoranga playing against each other. And you do, uncharacteristically, actually end up beating Yoranga in what seems to be more of a lucky round than one particularly about.
I assume she let me win that round up, to be completely honest. But I don't know for sure.
Roll insight. She's wearing a massive smile the whole time. So yes. She's not even trying to hide it with that natural 2. I'm rolling really well today.
Yep. Okay, I knew it. Wonderful.
So you're back in town. Where have your travels taken you?
Well, around a chunk of the 10 towns, went to a fortress full of Duragar, fought those, slayed a dragon. Dragon's dead, by the way.
Dragon's dead?
And he grins. Yeah.
Can't be that hard of a fight. Couldn't even get into the town.
Well, the other towns didn't fare so well. But yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry to hear that. Dragon's a dragon. Shouldn't make light of that.
Yeah. Yeah, with Tourmaline so close, they've only fared so well because they escaped into the mines.
That's true.
But hey, it's a reason for celebration. Even if everything's gone to hell.
I see that you've already got all the band's mugs, so celebration's definitely in order. Come downstairs, I'll get you another. Time you refilled that anyway.
Yeah, it's been empty for too long.
Absolutely.
It's this kind of service that you're doing around here.
We each have our
Surprised
specialities.
you guys wouldn't be out of business.
I spend most of the day building stuff. In the evenings I get to cut loose and make some of the money back.
Absolutely. We got to get on Orlaban, though, making sure that these bugs are filled around here.
Orlaban's really taken to that role, actually. Nobody better with the punters than him.
Yeah, I believe it. Keep him out of the drink, though, right?
That would be like keeping a wolf away from its prey. Not going to happen. Just got to live with it.
Nope. Yeah. And now, you'll head down, and they can continue to have conversation and.
Okay, so discussing what's happened in Tourmaline. It's been remarkably quiet. Sorry, no, Lonelywood, not Tourmaline. It's been remarkably quiet in Lonelywood. The dragon attack was repulsed basically without issue. You guys arrived, paid to the dragon's attempts, it left. They got back to rebuilding. As was previously reported, the wood itself seems to be regenerating very quickly, with various bits of wildlife having previously been hidden away and now getting a bit more back to normal. Prey is still kind of scarce. It has not been an easy couple of years, particularly for wild animals, but hunting is back at least, even if it's not the most prolific as it has been in the past.
Okay. Cool. And I think the name that he'll actually proffer up will be the Dragon's End Tavern.
Dragon's End. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Now it's still on his mind. He's really riding that high today.
What? No.
I was going to suggest the shackled ram.
The shackled ram.
Yeah. Why change the name that much?
Ram shackled
Hey,
ram.
I mean, the shackled ram. Yeah,
I get it.
That's a good one. I like it.
All right, let me just go and update the map so I remember that name in the future because it's a good one.
You know what's the worst part about this whole thing is I'm pretty sure Zagrax didn't actually ever get to bonk the dragon.
You got to
At the
write
very
it.
least, not with his hammer. He might have gotten some hits in when he was on
That's
it, but
so
he's never
true.
actually bonked the dragon. and that's gonna fucking make him so mad for the rest of his life.
That's not how history's going to remember it, though.
But remember, the story is still being told that you and the Dawnbringers slayed the dragon.
Place, and then you're telling literally
Vulwin
everybody
slayed the
else
dragon.
that you killed it, which is accurate.
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
But it's also like, the Bright One and company. But for the other people that don't need the whole Bright One shtick, then it's like,
yeah.
I did.
There's going to be 1,000 different interpretations by the time.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is done.
Oh, it'll be great.
We're helping that apparently.
Every time. It's not the first time.
So, was there
Secretly,
anything?
Vulwin's made a bunch of tall tales throughout his entire life.
Was there anything else you guys wanted to do in the various places that you are for the next week before I guess you make your way back to Goodmead?
I would like to head up to Koning.
Okay.
It's just me. To see how that place is fared as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just want to
Or we'll
snag.
just follow him.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to stay talking to what's his face the whole time?
Well, that and she doesn't want to travel to Goodmead on her own.
Fair enough.
Here.
Okay. So, the next day, you make your way up to Koning. And much like East Haven, there is not a lot of this place left. Like you, having been here before, you remember the ruins of the previous care that was there, just low rubble, basically, at the top of the town. The rest of the town now looks eerily like its namesake castle. It is just a ruin.
Okay.
Give me an investigation check, both of you.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, it's because I'm a spells. Huh. Investigation. Oh.
So, Elora, you notice a bottle sticking out of a snowdrift.
Okay.
And you indicate that to Tahko, and together you head over to this, and you don't immediately see what's going on, but as soon as Tahko arrives, you do. The snow that is at the back end of this snowdrift is not snow. It's broken glass. Lots and lots of broken glass. The layer underneath the snow itself seems to be just solid ice, caked various kinds of beverage, mixed together and frozen.
Wow. All right.
Wow, they made a mess.
I'll call out Trovis's name.
No answer. But the more you look at this site, it's kind of in the middle of the road. Like, it is outside the tavern, which you kind of expect. But these bottles have clearly been brought here and broken. This is not a result of the dragon's attack. This is after.
Broken.
So the tavern's still standing?
No, the tavern's in ruins. But many, like, you look around the ruins of the tavern, there are no sign of, well, the bottles and things that were in there, the jugs, broken, were kind of left. But anything that was still whole has basically been taken out of the tavern and then broken in the middle of this road. And now that you're looking around a bit more, several of the wooden staves that you thought you were just bits of wooden rubble are clearly broken barrels.
All right. Looks like this town's gone dry and gone.
Right.
I'll try and do a sending to Trovis.
Oh, okay, that works.
Okay. What are you
Let's
saying?
see. I'm at Koning, right outside the tavern. There's broken glass here. Where are you?
You should maybe say your Tahko. But
No, they automatically know who it is.
Oh, that's true. They do know who it is.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a good noise. Wait. What? Nope. Not getting anything.
No, I'm typing to myself, thinking what he would answer. Making sure I get the number limit.
Ah, I heard a badump, so I was making sure it wasn't.
No, that was me muting things.
Mm.
You get a response.
Oh, good.
Getting revenge.
That's it?
That's it.
You had to count out those 2 words?
I wanted to add a little bit of, you know,
I mean, Trovis, right?
this is Trovis we're talking about here.
Right.
Okay. I'll send him another sending. We Dawnbringers killed the dragon and the king. The Black Swords cleaned up the rest.
Good for them. Glad it's dead. But too many have died on my watch. It won't happen again.
All right, I'll just turn to Elora. Well, he's alive.
Okay, that's good.
Grim, but alive. Sounds like he's sober.
Where is he?
Getting revenge.
But we already killed the dragon.
Yeah, I let him know. He says good for us. So, back to Goodmead.
Oh, I guess so.
I mean, you could just message crap, I can't think of something 2
Danica.
names. Danica Ascendant. You could message the Ascendant and see if they can't just give us a free ride.
No, I don't want to expend her hospitality. Their hospitality. Like,
I mean-
spend it too much.
It's literally a thought for them and 2 days travel for us. What else are they doing with their time?
Well, what else are we doing with our time? We might as well take the walk.
Not drinking. That's what we're doing with our time.
Okay. Actually, where did Danica, like, park?
You should lose the parking space. You don't know where Danica is and parked.
Probably Dugan's Hole. No one's going to be there.
That's true.
I mean, I guess it's a airship parking now.
I guess I can ask. I'll ask. Hi, Danica. How's it going?
We are well. How are you?
We're okay. Kaer Koenig has fallen, and the speaker is on a revenge mission, it seems. We're going to head back to Goodmead, but Tahko wanted to ask if you would see it within your heart to pick us up so we don't make the 2-day journey. But we can do it if you want to rest.
Are you in danger?
No,
Just lazy.
Tahko just doesn't. I think he just doesn't want to walk back.
We need to do some work refueling the Ascendant.
Fair enough. I'll tell him that.
Good luck.
Thank you, Danica. Also, when you're free, you can come and get some drinks with us if you want.
We may take you up on that.
Great.
We'll refuel that Ascendant, too.
We'll be back at Goodmead in like 2 days.
Okay.
Then she'll like take her slog off and be like, "We're walking."
What? Why?
Danica has things to do.
Like what?
You have to refuel and do maintenance and important rope sky ship things.
Refuel?
I don't
What?
know. That's what she said.
Is it
They
thirsty? What does it drink?
I don't know.
Okay.
You should ask Danica.
I can't. I don't have the slug.
Well, she said maybe she'll get drinks with us, so
Okay. That sounds.
we can head back.
We'll start
then-
walking.
With that, you begin heading back to Goodmead, and then within 2 days of said moment, you were all back in Goodmead, finding Irilyssa clearing up the remnants of the Lunar Festival. And in fact, as you come back, the town is in shambles. Like, when you left, this place was clearly being rebuilt. And a fair amount of that construction work seems to have been undone. Like, something definitely seems to have swept through this place.
Oh, great. Looks like they're under attack.
What
Maybe that's
happened?
right.
And I'll say about this point, you come across Irilyssa.
Are there people lying in the street?
Yes.
Probably. Are they frozen to death?
Irilyssa,
No.
is everything okay?
You're too loud.
Tari?
Were you attacked?
Do you have any water on you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll hand you my water skin.
He like grabs it and drinks it like she's never had water before. Ugh. Thank you, Elora.
Was the town sent through an enchantment or something? Like,
No,
was Oral's... Okay.
there was the Festival of the Blue Moon.
Oh,
So much drinking.
man, we missed a festival?
I
talked
have
to
realized it after you all left. Otherwise, I would have said something. By the time I realized it, you all would have been so far away that I don't think you would have made it back in time.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
We met a lot of dead bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
They didn't say much.
Nope. But Kadroth and Avarice did.
For the sake of things, I'll say that Sahazar and Volwin miraculously make their way back about the same time.
Bling! You just-
We're like
I
arguing.
probably ran
with
into him at Bryn
Irilyssa as
Shander.
They like show up.
Yeah.
behind.
Wow, what the hell happened to this place? I mean, it doesn't look worse than Bryn Shander, but
Lunar Festival.
oh, well,
Oh,
okay.
I didn't realize that things had gotten so out of hand.
Hmm.
Looks like a tornado came through here.
It's a tornado.
A dragon.
I think
I
the
don't think
people
it's tornado.
were in need of some revelry, and certainly got out of hand.
Yeah, by the looks of it, everybody here reveled.
At least it's good things that got out of hand.
How were your trips?
East Haven is completely wiped out. Kerkoning is completely wiped out.
Yep. Trovis is alive, but we don't know where. He's on a revenge mission.
A solo path of vengeance to make up for all the lives that he lost on his watch.
There are survivors of Kerkonik, though. Now they live in Caer Dineval. Within the
Oh.
walls of the castle, actually.
Oh. You visited?
Yes. We should talk about that, but maybe not right now. Not then, She like looks around at all the people that are lying in the snow.
And the other side of the 10 towns?
Bryn Shander's turned into a war zone.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Who's fighting who?
Everybody's fighting everybody, it seems.
Black Eyes are fighting the Bright Ones.
And that's just the
Was that their
big
name?
one,
I
a
didn't
couple
catch
of big
their name.
ones. It's a mess.
Black Suns, yeah.
Is that their actual name? Because I was just told that
Sorry, it was the
Scars
Dark
across,
Suns.
Black
Dark
Eyes.
Suns.
Dark Suns.
Okay. Either way, Vulwin still just says Black Eyes. It's like Scars. Is he just describing it?
Okay. Which one of those groups is at fault?
All of them. I don't know.
Hard to say.
Oh,
There's
okay.
not much of the town left, so
Is there any sense of original government still there?
Actually, Sazar, give me an investigation check, because you were there for longer. You may have found out a bit more.
Yeah, you were.
Hey.
Well, for what I know, the Bright Ones, the followers of the Bright One, are still working with Duvesa, and they're protecting the place. They've got a shiny new badge.
Oh, good.
I don't
Sounds
know.
like they came out okay.
No, not really. The place, the doors are thrown wide open. There's no sense of cohesion there. And I guess anywhere you can go, you can just be attacked by a brigand.
No, I meant the cult seems to have come out okay.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
No? Okay.
No, but maybe.
What about these Black Eyes?
The Black Suns.
Black Suns? Dark Suns?
Okay.
What about-
So the stuff that Sazar would have found out in that time is nobody really knows where the Dark Suns came from. There were a series of murders over a couple of days, which started to intensify into intimidation by people reported to have this fresh scar over one of their eyes. And nobody really knows what their agenda is. And to Sazar, it actually kind of looks more like they're anarchists or nihilists.
Ugh.
What was the name of that priest there that went blind? And
My
was it
shit.
yeah, it might be something to do with Marshan.
My Shan?
Yeah, yeah. Whatever their name is.
It could. We did kind of ruin her life.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you should ask Cabby stayed there, as far as I know. He points to Sazar.
Salazar.
How,
Is it Marshan?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I figured.
priestess.
What about
Hmm.
what about the other towns? You know,
Well,
Targos.
Is
Tourmaline?
Yeah.
Tourmaline okay?
Oh yeah, Turbuling's doing well. Lonelywood's doing great. Yeah,
Good.
yeah. They've got the kobolds whistling and guarding the place. They're really stepping up.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad.
Okay, they're whistling. Interesting.
Yeah,
Scrappy little things.
like a guard whistle. You know, people approaching. Or is just there to greet me. He's doing well. He asked about you.
Of course.
Said you're doing well.
That's good.
You don't sound so happy about that.
I'm glad he's doing well.
Mhm.
And
about
he's
Target?
just gonna.
Again,
didn't go there.
Sahazar probably can report on Targos as well, because he was closest. Targos is now undisputedly the biggest town in the 10 towns, or what remains of the 10 towns, with a number of the refugees having gone from other cities, including Bryn Shander, having gone to Targos. It seems to be holding itself well enough together. More of the damage there was done by Duragar infiltrators than by the dragon itself. So there was a higher loss of life and a less level of destruction, which means that there's a lot of empty properties which people are now moving into. There is also reports of a significant amount of looting going on in Targos.
That's
Well,
fun.
yeah. It probably doesn't belong to anybody now, so it's probably fair game.
But even the town guard don't seem to be cracking down on that very much, unlike in Bryn Shander, where they're actually cracking down on it pretty heavily.
Okay. Well, it sounds like of the places that remain, Bryn Shander is probably doing the worst. We want to go and try and clean that up.
I guess we
They could
have to.
certainly use the manpower.
Yeah, I wonder if he looks at Salazar and just be like, Rissa, did Devesa mention anything? Salazar, rather. Did Devesa mention anything about the old temple? There's he kind of looks at Tahko as like there was a thing that was left there.
Secured there.
Secured.
Did you tell Devesa about that before you left? I think you did, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I know I told Baldura and
Pretty sure we did.
yeah, to keep an eye on that location, but I don't know what came of it.
The report that... Sorry, I'm putting words into Sahazar's mouth here. The report that Sahazar would have come back is some of the earliest murders were of guards of that place. And whatever was bestowed beneath it seems to be missing.
All right. Yep. Time to go kill some
A
people.
huge piece of huge piece of the dragon, right?
If it is Marshawn, I feel kind of guilty for, a nihilist cult popping up as well.
You can't even say your name right.
I know, right?
I'm just letting you say it. And so whatever you decide it is.
It'll be forever changing.
No, every time we'll just be like,
chaos.
Tahko, do you even remember people's names? Tahko, come on.
Well, it's fine, but we also have to come back here to meet with Zagrax in a week.
So we have a week.
Okay.
Yeah, it will take us long if we want to go back and try to deal with what's there, but
I mean, we could just leave a note too.
Yeah,
And that
but
is assuming that the boy's coming back.
Cult rampaging in Bryn Shander.
they're also
going
gonna
to
be
go
so
kill people.
sad if we go there without Zagrax. Can we?
Honestly, I'd rather go there without Zagrax. It's going to make it a lot simpler.
I guess.
Owen looks Sahazar like dead in the eye and be like, he's got a drinking competition to win. He'll be back.
I believe in him. 100%.
I said looking at him, he looked a little sad when he said it, but it was more of the realist possibility that he was saying it, not that he believed it.
Yeah.
We also have another request from Avarice.
Oh, yeah.
It aligns with our next destination point, I think, so
It's horrible.
it's bad. But
I've heard of
probably
this name Avarice before. Who is it?
she lives in the basement of the Kerkonic Castle.
She makes chairs.
She does. She pushes chairs too,
Magically.
Wow.
magically, without hands.
Not like woodworking. Which is
Yeah,
the
digital
logical
sculpting.
During that beginning of
So
it, Sahazar just like staring
Yeah.
at you like, why is this person important? And then you magically with mine, and then, oh.
Yeah, wizard trickery.
She, as I had suspected, she has indeed heard of Solstice and thinks there's a key there that we need to go get. Find. The key will open a glacier of the Lost City in the Redhead Mountains, and that might help us. It might help us.
However, we have to set sail on the Sea of Moving Ice to look for an island which no one has set foot upon and lived, to tell the tale.
Apparently, it moves too. So.
It's the sea of moving ice.
Yep.
So it's just a horrible, horrible nightmare.
So maybe the issue in Bryn Shander is a bit more doable. The time being.
Maybe.
And how did she
Why?
come upon this information?
She's part of the Arcane Brotherhood, and she has companions or comrades co-workers, is what she said, that have given up information to her.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like they didn't give it willingly, but they did it.
Yeah. It's all very dreadful.
That was during that whole conversation. Sazar just kind of got more and more interested in what you were saying, and then when you mentioned Arcane Brotherhood, he like backed up a little bit and more deep thought, and such.
I know that it seems like the Arcane Brotherhood is not the best people to be associated with, but if we did need to go to Solstice anyway, so and
If
if
there's
they
one
need
thing you're
help,
gonna ever listen to me on, it's this: the Arcane Brotherhood is not a good group to get caught up in.
Too late.
it's a little too. You should have said that the first time we met.
Well, I didn't know you knew the Arcane Brotherhood.
Well, and we didn't know you knew the Arcane Brotherhood. How do you know the Arcane Brotherhood?
They're not that all secretive. It's a big group of evil wizards. Tend to keep an eye on things that are threatening.
She said that they're competitive.
Competitive for power, no matter what it takes.
She also said they're not allowed to kill each other.
Doesn't stop them from killing everybody else.
Yeah, I had a hunch.
Well,
The only people who matter to them are themselves, and by association with the Arcane Brotherhood and not killing others, the other members of the Arcane Brotherhood.
okay, but it seems like Avarice thinks that if we get that key, then we can turn off the Eternal Winter button. Or whatever, the magic that's happened.
Yeah.
So
This key's supposed to lead where again?
Oh, a horrible tundra way off to the northeast where there's no
The-
civilization.
the Redhead Tundra.
Yeah, but
It
like,
just so happens to be controlled by Biarva.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
who is apparently marching across the tundra to the opposite side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
They warned Kadroth of that, by the way, and might have had to say that they were being controlled by Durgar to get him to care, but
Who cares?
at least he
Hey,
cares.
for all we know, it's true. Although I did say he might be getting controlled by allies of the Durgar, but he seemed to jump on the Durgar part.
Very like him.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, at least he's enthused. Focused.
Could be worse.
He could be confident.
Could be better, but definitely could be worse.
Oh yeah, things could be better for sure.
So I think we should weed out the danger within, this new cult popping up, before they're too strong. And then go from there.
Plus,
Yeah.
if I know the boy, he'll be a bit fashionably late.
I guess so. Is Swift Runner usually fashionably late? I didn't think so.
Yeah,
No,
she's
she usually just steals one of us off in the night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's
the
changed
habit
a lot
was-
from when she was younger.
And she was
She used
raring to
just not
go
show up. Yeah.
when we were trying to go to Bryn Shander. Well, who knows?
She used to be really good at running away from the problems, but not anymore.
Now she's
Probably
good at running
is
towards
good.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. Good at running either way.
Damn, she does. But hey, she took whatever responsibility was Zagrax, so that's a good sign.
Yep. All right.
Maybe you could learn from her. You know, taking responsibility for things.
What are you implying exactly?
No, I'm not implying anything. I'm telling you, just take responsibility for your actions.
What actions in particular are you saying I'm not taking responsibility for?
Oh, any of them, just over
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Just a general statement. Not going to specify that with anything.
So Hazar's gonna like take a step back and
Consider
just,
it a
like
warning.
lean against the wall and cross
A
his arms,
warning.
just kind of watch.
Okay. All right. Oh boy. You're rich. That's something. All right. I just said let's go kill a cult, because if it's whatever their name is, then it's probably partly on us as a collective that they've given up on life and formed a.
I didn't bury pieces of the dragon underneath the ruins of a temple.
Well, I
And
didn't
don't
have
drag
a
me
bell
in on this.
time. Okay, but yeah.
Well, we probably should do something about it, but when is the question?
Right now, I mean, I plan to slam back a few and then we can get going.
You're gonna go right now? We literally traveled for 2 days.
Yeah, well, now I've got my walking legs on.
Those never come off.
No, I mean, like, I've got a pace going. I don't want to stop for too long, or else, then I'm crawling out of bed again all sore.
Yeah, I got that. Tahko.
Okay. Speaking of taking responsibility, where did exactly you get your second wind during that fight with the dragon? You really seem to be raring to go out of nowhere.
Were you even up to see that?
I was afterwards, yeah, when you were.
Yeah, that. I realized who I was.
Yeah?
Yeah,
And
You're Vulwin.
yeah.
Did you
A dragon
forget?
slayer.
Did you forget
Somebody
at
who
some
can have
point?
confidence in himself.
Okay.
What were you saying?
I said, did you forget at some point who you were?
No. Just finding out every day a little more.
Okay, well, that's
You
fine.
see what happened to Zagrax when he forgot who he was.
I guess. I mean, yeah.
Just be
You
careful
haven't,
looking for answers to questions you might not want.
what does that mean? What do you know? What does that mean? we're fielding these questions right now. This is a good time to let this air out.
I was really worried that people were gonna be like, "Oh, Elora's short again," but no one's questioning me, so I'm.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You're a god now.
What?
Well, demigod to be precise. We'll see if it travels.
No, I'm just Elora.
I'll look at you. You're a god now?
She'll look at Tahko like.
At least in her hometown, anyways.
at first she was made of clay, and now she's a god. Well,
Is that what causes the height change thing? And the hair?
Well, the hair is a gift from Idawash, and
Look,
as is the height. But
yeah, when you go back to Tourmaline, you might be a big deal.
What does that mean?
She's just glaring at you.
I was like, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Like she's gonna get taller when she reaches Tourmaline? Is that what you mean?
No, I just mean I think people will be happy to see you.
Well, I hope my parents would be happy to see me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's like a local celebrity, I'm sure. Because
Yep.
Because we're like the Dawn Ringers or whatever.
Yep.
So we're all demigods.
No.
Strong, very specific word choice.
yes.
I'm confused.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, you were saying Idawash gave you the gift of height changing?
Yeah. But it's weird to do it all the time, so I just accept my gifts as I receive them from Idawash.
Right. Okay.
Did he grant you anything new for releasing him?
Well, I think so, yeah. But, there hasn't really been a good chance to use any of it, so it's just like swirling around.
Well, you were
Wait.
taller for a while and then became short again. Did you take away part of your, height bonus?
No? Wait, what do you mean?
Well, you were taller at one point and then you got short again.
Yeah, you had different hair color too.
I could be tall again, but I mean, this is like more natural for me.
You just changed the way you look, like height and hair color now, or
Yeah. She's just saying it, not doing anything. Just like,
No.
yeah.
How often has Iriwash been changing your appearance?
Since we met? Well,
Really?
I don't think he changed. Yeah, since we met, but I didn't meet him until we first came to Good.
Oh, okay. Huh. How long have you been carrying the lantern? Longer than that?
A few months before that, yeah.
Okay. Huh.
But
That's
I mean,
an interesting relationship with him.
sure. But you've met him. He doesn't. I believe in him, and all of the powers I've been granted are really. They've allowed us to get farther than others have in defeating Arl. So
Yeah, it's not like I have a simple relationship with my benefactor either. So, sure.
yeah.
feather in a tundra. Yeah.
Hey, that came out really handy.
It did.
Yeah.
It also unleashed a new white dragon onto the...
Yeah, see,
You
I
say
was
unleashed.
doing that.
You say unleashed like we've heard anything from it.
6 towns?
Yeah, it's 6 now.
Well, it.
We don't
that
have any
white.
proof that it's the dragon that he unleashed.
Yeah, no. That wasn't that dragon. That was the black dragon, not the white
Did
dragon.
you just say unleash a white dragon?
Yes.
Not really unleash, so more as create from
Gave like birth to a
simulacrum.
dragon.
Kind of, yeah, sort of.
He gave a
remember what I was
member
saying
of the
earlier?
Brotherhood of that what is it? The magic brother, the
The
Brotherhood,
Arcane Brotherhood.
the Arcane Brotherhood.
Yeah.
He turned one of them into a white dragon.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
You
I
know,
did
Tahko's
not.
okay to take
They were-
I'm
responsibility
getting a
for
fucking
things.
drink.
They were not a member of the Arcane Brotherhood. They were a
Salazar just like
soulless.
straight up walks away straight into the tavern.
Vulwin looks over at
done with
Irilyssa
your
like,
shit.
like, this is what
They
I mean. This is what I mean by I'm not taking responsibility for things.
They were not a member of the Arcane Brotherhood. They were a
Yes, they were.
soulless simulacra of a member of the Arcane Brotherhood who had died.
You are getting off on semantics, sir.
That is semantics as heck.
I mean, I don't.
And how do you know?
We don't
How
even
do you
know
know
if
the
they're part of the
simulacra?
Arcane Brotherhood anymore, or if
How
they
do you
even
know
have
that?
those connections. I mean, we don't. I mean, you attacked the what was that thing? A white, a lich, undead thing, and that didn't turn out well.
What?
Remember that? The guy that was in there, and he just kind of
Oh.
whooped you. I'm just bringing that up for
How did we
enjoyment's sake.
get down there, Tahko?
Climb down some holes.
Who let us down there, Tahko?
I think it was a group effort of heading down there.
I think the simulacrum told us to go down there. And then
Ultimately, it would
perform
reach
the
the very
thing.
bottom. Yeah, and then I got a wonderful housewarming gift for you out of that. So
Yeah,
it
I mean,
all
was
worked
it
out fine.
it was the chair wizard, right?
Oh, you're right. Yes, I do have that sitting in there. Yeah.
You see
Mhm.
Sahazar come walking back with a glass of mead, and he gets back to his spot of just sitting there, leaning against the wall, just kind of listening to this whole conversation.
Welcome
We're all
back.
just bickering, but it just escalates.
So I think
Oh, please do continue.
ultimately, what we conclude is that everything so far has worked out fine, and no one's at fault for anything.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, we've only done good things, and the 10 towns, or what's left of the 10 towns, are better off from our efforts.
Well, I'm not arguing that.
Yeah, neither am I. I'm just saying. We're talking about
concerned about the unleashing, creating of a new white dragon from a possible Arcane Brotherhood member.
I mean, there's tons of white dragons out there already. What's one more? It hasn't done anything to the towns.
One
There's already plenty of.
power
we have that
hungry
one.
bastard who wants it just.
I mean, maybe they've come to terms with just being a dragon, and they're fine. I mean, it was a simulacra. Maybe they weren't given the details of the Arcane Brotherhood. I don't even know what a simulacra is for. So there's too many unknowns there to really draw judgment in any way. I think
It might be weird because I'm made of clay, but at least I didn't do that.
you are made
Are
of
you
clay.
really made of clay?
I don't know. That's what Irilyssa and Zagrax said.
Okay,
And I was so tired I forgot to ask you to watch about it.
you forgot.
Yeah, I mean, I literally did you? She's like, I went down like 4 times versus that ghost.
She was looking really bad.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
And he
Okay.
was like, here's your new home, and you can think furniture into existence. It was a little distracting.
Have you done anything with that yet?
No, I've been with you.
Yeah, I know. I figured.
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
Would have been really nice to know if you had realized that you could make furniture this whole time. Could have been a lot more comfortable out here.
I can't make it out here.
You should have asked the one lady who makes the chairs. She may
Yeah,
have been able to help
the
you with
wizard.
that. Yeah.
I don't think Elora needs lessons from her.
No.
Well, I mean, we're allied with her against a god.
I'm not allied with her.
We are collectively allied with her.
Yeah,
I am
wizards
not
usually
allied
suck.
with her.
I mean, the Dawnbringers as a whole are allied with her.
I
Against.
Well,
am not
allies
allied
is a
with
strong
her.
word.
Okay, I mean,
Zagrax likes
we'll put
us.
a big asterisk at the end of that. Sure, you're not.
Would
Oh,
Whatever.
I don't
Would
doubt
you-
that he likes you. Just Cesar's like, holy shit, he's had to deal with this
No, I
party.
know.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, Tahko, allies is a strong word. Like, if you were asked to pick up some fish from the fish market for somebody, would you be allies with them?
No, I
Is that
mean, we
allies?
had a cooperation to commit genocide and take
No.
out a dragon. History is going to remember that we did this together as a group.
Yeah, I
So
miss Zagrax. If he was here, I don't think we'd be arguing.
No, I think we'd be arguing.
Well,
just
don't worry
listening.
about it. History
think
is
he
not
would've-
going to remember
I
us.
think he probably would have said something by now to distract us. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Not something smart, but distracting nevertheless.
That is something the boys
Maybe
good
you're
at.
saying enough dumb things to fill the void, Tahko.
Oh, am I?
You didn't drink all this, Todd, right?
Hmm?
So you're
No, but I'm
Alyssa.
thinking about it.
Oh, well,
Oh, by the way, Trovis, whoever he is, has gone sober.
Oh, yeah.
So
dead silence.
I don't know where he is. Neither does Tahko, so.
well, yeah. The best he said was getting vengeance or revenge.
On whom?
Ah, right. I even told him we already cleared it out. He's like,
Yeah.
good for you.
Arl?
You should join us then.
Well, we'll see him when we get there because we have a longer trip.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, let's get going. We've got a call to smash.
You want to travel the roads at
Right
night.
now?
Yeah, because if there's bandits out on the roads, we'll kill them, so they won't kill other people.
I like sleeping.
Can we all hop
Like
inside
good
your dungeon and sleep in there?
No.
No.
Edouard said that I'll be able to do it later, but not yet.
We'll start. Fancying the place up.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. I'll get a head start. He's gonna walk away towards the tavern.
I'll follow you.
Cesar's gonna finish his mug and walk to the tavern as well.
We've all just been arguing, like, by a tree somewhere.
I mean, kind of. It's been such a weird conversation.
You know, when we're not always on the go, and we have moments to think, it's either calmness or like, why the hell did you
Kinda
do any
like-
of this?
We don't have
Yeah.
any immediate enemies, so everything's being let out.
Yup. Decompression.
Oh,
It's a good sign.
is it?
Probably.
It's healthy, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, we've literally just come from like death at death's door.
Yeah.
Like,
I specifically made a journey for death.
Hey, the best thing come out of this is Sasar understands Zagrax a bit better.
we're helping Zagrax out.
He is the
Mhm.
one that brought us all together, so
Yeah.
He did. So this is
Say it.
Zagrax's fault.
You keep saying it like it's a good thing. Okay.
And with that, you all head into the mead hall to refill your glasses if you have them already, or to grab a new one. And say it's like mid-afternoon or something at this point. You're just going to spend the rest of the day there, or are you actually thinking of heading to Bryn Shander?
oh boy.
I think we're actually going to spend the full night there, just kind of drink and make merry,
Hang
and then
out.
we'll leave in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're actually going to head to Bryn Shander.
So the mead hall is absolutely rammed, mostly with people still trying to sleep off the effects of the previous night. Not many people actually drinking right now. You kind of find a small spot off on the side. There aren't really any tables for you to gather around. It's just more of you find some floor space and you take it. But there are mugs of mead available, and you grab one of those and spend the rest of the evening there. And that is, I think, probably where we'll end for today.
All right.
Fair enough.
And then, yeah, next week, Bryn Shander again.
Yep.
Yay! And the cult
Woo.
of the Dark Suns. Or Black Eyes, or something.
Dark Sun.
Black Dark
Black
Suns?
Suns.
Black Suns?
Dark
It's
Sun.
Black Suns, right?
Dark Sun.
Wait, that's what you wrote in the chat.
I know.
Dark Sun,
It's Dark
Black
Sun.
Eye.
I'm confused.
I was wrong.
Because I
I'm
specifically thought I'm
confused.
not going to call this the Black Sun because it's too similar to the Black Swords.
Mhm.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Mhm.
So yeah, you now have seen what has become of the 6 towns.
Hmm.
Yep.
Well,
6
the
and a-
9 that we knew
5 and a
are
half.
now 6. Yeah.
When we reach 0, do we get the right blast off above them all?
No, actually, our true goal is to get them down to 5 so that one of us each can manage them.
True.
That's the
Wow.
plan. I see.
Hasn't it already happened, though? We've got Tourmaline, we've got Lonelywood, we have
Yeah.
Goodmead. Bryn Shander is missing its profit right now, but
And then Targo has got
Tahko gets Dugan's Hole.
Well, Dugan's Hole's gone.
Yeah.
He gets to go to Targos and fist fight Maxwell Danar for his pot.
Yeah, I might be taking
Yes.
True,
that's
you
right
have
there.
each got a town. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow.
To be fair, Matt Joe, there really wasn't much more of Caer-Dineval besides the castle to begin with.
That's
Yeah.
true.
It's true. The town was not in a good way at that point.
Because if I remember correctly, there's what, like 24 houses and half of them were empty anyway.
Yeah, it was already not exactly well populated, but now it's gone. It's literally just the castle.
Hmm.
How well can that castle exist? It's just a castle, but not a town.
Not very. But you've seen people rebuild other places.
It's true.
Not gonna lie, really enjoyed that inter-party bickering session. That's too good. That's too
It
good.
was a long time coming, I think.
Mm-hmm. And I
we
love
still
that I get to
resolved
just be on the
nothing
outside
from
of it
that,
all.
by the
I'm
way.
amazed. I know that's the best part. Is I was amazed. Like, well, one's like, yeah, you got to take responsibility for stuff, and then just later, you're just like deflecting the whole dragon thing. It's like, oh, that wasn't me. I didn't do a
That's
thing.
not my fault.
No,
Why
I'm
not,
saying it's
dude?
my
Yeah.
fault, sure, but what fault
It's
is
all
it?
of our fault. We
I
all
felt-
did that.
I felt fine with the result that ended there. I was cool with that. I had no problem with
That's
that.
okay that you're cool with it. The rest of us aren't.
He rewarded me with a fancy magic necklace, and I still don't know what it does.
Cool.
You know.
Fantastic.
That's not scary at all.
No,
I don't even know that we know about that, but you know,
no.
vaguely.
You know,
We were there. There's a lot
you have a
happening.
habit of not telling us things.
Also true. You all have a habit of not asking.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
hey,
know.
yeah, did that simulacrum of the Arcane Brotherhood guy who turned into a dragon? Yeah, did he give you anything by perchance?
Yeah,
Huh?
he did, actually. He gave me this See, was that so hard?
We didn't have more pressing matters like a freaking dragon clawing its way out of a
Yeah.
tower in front of us.
Yeah, you know.
Small things.
I mean, that's the logic I've been going on. You don't ask him at Elora, he doesn't say it.
Yeah, there's
That's
been a
the-
lot going on that we haven't had the chance to, and now we're
Yeah.
like, wait, you're Clay?
Yeah.
We're still not sure. We're like, what?
I mean, she doesn't know either. She should have asked. It had been a long day.
There's a lot going on.
I mean, to be fair, he did say that you can contact him easier now.
Yeah.
Right. She'll probably ask next time they talk. If
I
you
love-
remember.
I love we've been like, does anyone know what Elora, what the whole deal with her is? And now we ask her, and she's like, oh, nobody knows.
You know, I
have
didn't
gifts
I
and
didn't
they're
think to
cruel.
ask.
That's her story.
Yeah, she really is just like, I didn't think to ask after I almost died 3 or 4 times.
Sorry.
Well, now I have what is it? Death ward that I can put on you to prevent you from
There
having
you
to deal
go.
with that anymore.
Right.
Prevent her from dying once.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's one,
well,
that's one legend.
That's a
hopefully
lot.
she only has to deal with that once a day.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a multiple times a day thing for us sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Depends on
yeah.
the day.
Depends on the day, yeah.
Once we end up in the sea of moving ice, we might want to die. Let's just leave it there.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It sounds
So
horrible.
did I hear that
Okay.
right? Sea of moving ice, and then also something regarding the Reggae glaciers and they're
Yeah.
completely different sides
Yeah,
of the
so
world.
we have to go to
Yep.
the Sea of Moving Ice to get a key so we can open up a lost city in the Reghead mountainside glacier so we can stop the winter magic.
Yeah.
My favorite was like you were describing that, and Vulwin was just like, "Why are we doing that? Why are we going over there? Like, what is there? What is it?" And it wasn't
I mean, she
properly
got all
explained, so he's just like,
tongue-tied.
"I don't know."
And
I mean,
also, there were many conversations happening.
This
Yeah,
person
they
that we absolutely do not completely trust, who one of our party members straight out will say they're not allied with, despite having allied with
One.
stuff. That's the only person from which we've gotten information that we need to trust to go to the most possibly dangerous place
Look,
on the map before
Inuash
then
said-
traveling to the complete other side of the world to fight a
Inuash
god.
said that they would have information, and they did. They also said Sahazar would have information, and he sort of did.
He sort of did. Yeah, but I mean, wow, we are putting a lot of faith in who we know is worshiping a demon. I'm just saying.
Elora just
It's
is like,
not
Inuash
a-
said it, so it's fine.
Oh yeah. You know, the mysterious boss who may or may not be giving you some animating force to begin with.
Look, I have my own secret fears about that. Let's not talk about that.
And Tahko's going to bring those secret fears out. Tahko wants those secret fears.
No,
Rude.
you can't hear those. Well, she is not actually scared of it. I am.
Ah, that makes sense.
Have a question for Irilyssa mainly. Does your goddess church have saints or legends or something? If you do, I feel like Thug should be laid to rest inside the temple and should be sainted. He gave his life to save the 5 towns. Saved another person's life, and your goddess did care about it. Normal practice to have such a thing in new temples.
That's a fair point.
Let's
Then
resurrect
that's gonna-
Thug.
No.
That'll lead to some questions.
New lease on
I mean,
life.
Thug
Tahko,
is
come on.
drunk for all that. He probably won't remember anyway.
Sure, we'll work on canonizing Thug.
We have to get a cannon first.
That's all we need. More
No,
prophets,
we're
more
turning
legends.
him into a cannon.
We'll just launch him into the red
That's even
waters.
worse.
We'll just cast catapult on him.
Oh man.
I'm
I
sure
really can't
Saloon
wait.
will love that. Catapulting a
Yeah.
dead body.
Yep. You know, I honestly can't wait now for Elora to go back and visit Tourmaline. Now that she's, you know, a semi-god.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I'm going to have to work out what the hell to do with that.
I don't think it's just all be happy. It's great.
I mean,
Well-
we don't have enough cults.
I had a book to give to Tahko. I don't think I'm going to give him that book anymore.
Why? What did I do?
Inner party tension.
Mm,
We need Zagrax. This is what kept us together.
Who knew we needed a big
Oh.
dummy to help us?
Before I forget, I can't
Wait
remember
a minute.
if I said this already. Irilyssa, you get 150 gold pieces from the temple as a tithe.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
We're rich.
Holy shit.
Okay. Yay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, Mord, I left the 26 gold I won back with the inn
Okay.
because I didn't really win it.
One of the things that you and I will need to talk about is how exactly to handle the tavern, because as I was saying to Irilyssa earlier, there are different rules I'm using for strongholds now, and that is
Cool.
also going to apply for your tavern. So you'll still get the ability that we talked about, and also something.
Mm.
Yeah, I have some thoughts. I have some ideas about that in general because I knew he came from a mercenary group to begin with, so maybe there's something along those lines.
There are definitely. It's actually pretty nice in terms of stuff you can do. Like if you want to add a mercenary barracks, you can do that, or like a trophy room from hunting, that type of thing. Or even if you wanted to like store animals and creatures there that you bring back, you can do that too.
Start a zoo.
Yeah, effectively.
Zoo.
Yeah, there you
It's
go.
pretty flexible.
Start a zoo.
Cool. Yeah. Donlinwood Zoo.
And yeah, chat,
Honestly,
if you
you could
guys have
probably
any
just-
other questions for us, then let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please.
Oh, do we have any shout-outs?
Oh, yeah, we do. Thank you. Where are we up to? Reggie Stark, Tulronk, and Malo Diablo. Thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. And then Trip Starlake has come in with a 5-month resubscription. Thank you very much for that, Trips.
Yay.
Woo!
Yay, trips.
Wow, wow, wow. 8 months.
Wow, wow, wow.
Meow, meow, meow. Irilyssa is just going to leave the gold in the temple as a way to pay the people who are working on the temple.
I mean, the nice thing about the temple at the moment is most of it's free because it's genuinely a good group project to have going. But that's not always going to be the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, start banking that away to make another temple in another place, right?
Yeah. I mean, I hear Bryn Shander needs a good celestial deity to worship.
The moon is bright.
The sun is not.
The moon is bright and the night is full of terror.
Sounds like you could just make a temple in the Lonelywood, and I'll build up my place to be a mercenary unit for the church. There you go. No problems that'll ever happen there.
Hey.
We just have to install a portal from Goodmean
Yep.
to the Lonelywood.
I found that hilarious that the two places that fared basically the best are on complete opposite sides of the 10 towns.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I must
Yeah.
admit, in the
Well, that-
run up to today's session, I had a really fun time going through like what was supposed to happen to each of the towns, and then what actually happened based on your interactions and actions with them.
Yeah, vastly different.
I kind of feel bad because we didn't interact with Targos except to save that one guy.
It was worth it.
Yeah,
Well,
Because we're
and whatever
Maximilian
Tahko
is
did.
creepy, and
Yeah.
he doesn't like us.
but you did get him elected as the chief speaker, so Targos
We
is the
did.
de facto capital now, not Bryn Shander.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a title.
I mean,
We should just. What we can do is we can tell him that there's uprising in Bryn Shander and cultists, and he needs to do something because he's the leader.
yeah.
I mean, one thing I will say is the character who's probably changed the most in all of this is Cadroth. Because as written, the people flee from Caer Coning, go to Caer Dineval, he keeps the door shut, and they get slaughtered outside the castle.
Oh,
What?
Wow.
I believe that.
I'm glad he didn't do that.
But because
Wow.
of your influence, he's kind of been molded into more of a protective influence on the 10 towns, and that was the result. He opened the doors.
Oh, well,
Nice.
good. Yikes.
That's good.
Hooray
Yeah,
us.
It
that's
sounds like
a
he's made
hell of a lot better than
I'd say it sounds like he's made a good decision.
Hmm. One of few.
Imagine if you
I'm
guys
sure.
had showed up to that. Like, you two had shown up, and that was just like the scene.
All these like
Oh
corpses just laying
wow,
out there.
that's scary. I guess it means spending a week of talking with him was worth it, Vulwin.
Yeah, it's true. He did get to talk about all of his triumphs.
Yep.
I think if we had rolled up and just saw that he slaughtered everybody
The
else,
holy
we
war
probably
in
would have been
Icewind.
killing them all.
Oh my god, not Joe. You guys reading this?
Yes.
As I said, what if Earl's defeated? There will come a holy war in Icewind, the fall of the Dawnbringers, where the sect of Zagrax, the demigod Elora, and the Church of Irilyssa will fight each other and ruin Icewind completely in the holy war. I mean,
Well,
it's
I mean-
kind of what's happening in Bryn Shander.
It's called the Dawnfall, so
Laura doesn't even
obviously.
want to be part of
The
this.
church
New campaign, the fall
Of
of
that,
dawn.
you also have to keep in mind the Black Swords are also their own cults that are already.
Oh, that's
you know,
true. Yeah.
Yeah. They're a cult that we don't really know what they're worshipping.
Yeah,
And
We
then
can.
well,
we
we
can,
do.
we can, like,
Unfortunately,
It's
we
a
know
devil.
exactly what they're.
We
Yeah,
do know, but
we
like,
spied in there and found out.
but our
and,
clerics
like,
are
did
really
our
bad
checks.
at religion rolls, so
I think that one we passed. I think
You
we
did
do
pass.
know.
You
what
know
they-
exactly who they worship.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we have-
That's just horrible and terrifying.
I think you even
Yeah,
know his
fun
history
time.
with Icewind, actually. I
yeah.
think.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because Avarice told you. She just straight out told
Yeah,
you
we
when
do
you
know.
when you
Oh, that's right.
investigate the feather.
It's like,
Mhm.
But like, Elora's so annoying. She's like, well, it can't be that bad, right? so she's fine with it.
Elora, yes, it is that bad.
She really believes in people, okay?
I'm very glad that we were able to redeflect him onto another like focus other than, whatever his demon lord would want to push him towards next. But man, that's only going to be working for so long. Striking
I feel
into
I feel like
something.
Cadroth is the person that's like not actually in the club. They just let him sit there.
Yeah,
Impression.
but what a club. Yikes.
It's fine.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Hey, don't
Club
worry
is
about it.
very.
I gotta
Club is
say,
a
like,
very-
the Black Swords are probably one of my favorite all-time factions. There are so many layers to them. Some of them which are as written, some of them I've added, which I think just fleshes them out even more. But I really like the Black Swords now. They're just interesting.
They are.
Well, you don't like the Cult of the Bright One? Sad.
It hasn't been fleshed out as much yet.
Yeah, Zagrax hasn't been back to rep the whatever's
Although
going
it has molded into something that it's better than we had feared it would mold into. So
Yeah.
at least they're like still
well,
guardians of the
on.
town.
Not necessarily, because we don't know if like that other faction is to split off of the same group, which I could easily be.
That's true.
Considering we left Bryn Shander in basically a civil war with occult rules, and left.
Well, we tied the cult to the government, and now it looks like that cult is working as guards on behalf of the government. So that's good, because at least
Ish.
it's still under governmental rule. It's not just the cult.
If
is
you
taking
like
over
that
the town.
rule,
Well, yeah, clearly we didn't intentionally go out to overthrow all the government.
we
To,
didn't.
we didn't overthrow the government
Unless-
to put our own cult in place. Definitely, we did not do that.
no.
We didn't. That's just how it is. So,
I mean, that's
I
what we
low-key did.
did.
yeah, but not
Well,
intentionally. Taco would have.
You just
probably
picked
been
up
fine
the
with it.
pieces.
We didn't intentionally do it to Goodmead. We
We
whacked
totally
the other guy who was
intentionally did
running
it to
for-
good mood.
The other guy
At
who's
the
going to run
Goodmead
for
we did, but
Goodmead.
not-
Oh, hold on. Did we intentionally do that to Goodmead?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah, it's
Did
just
we?
sort of.
Because
He attacked us, to be fair.
Yeah.
look,
That's
it
true.
wasn't our fault to begin with that the speaker was killed. So everything
Yeah.
past that point was just us reacting. Okay,
That's true.
it was. Just... we can't be held responsible, Tahko. You hear me on this, right?
Ha! Yes. Yes, I loud and clear.
Also a good moment, very morally grey.
It was actually kind of like after the events had taken place, what we feared was going to happen wasn't what was going to happen. We heard they were just going to stage like a fake uprising, a fake fight, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, oh,
Oh.
but still, had there been resistance, they would have had the numbers.
Would also meant that Olivessa was not in charge.
Yep, would have been.
I don't
Which is
know
like
about
our
that.
best
I don't remember his name
friend.
anymore.
It was a long time ago.
He's dead. So
That's like a
matter.
year ago now. Who knows?
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Like,
we
if
as a group have had a vast influence on the 10 towns, and although the 10 towns have still turned to shit, I think overall our influence has still been good, and we've made it a lot better than it would have been. But
Yeah, I
yikes.
mean, the places where you have influence are the ones that are doing better. So,
Yeah.
with the
Yeah,
exception
but
of
how
Targos,
bad would-
I'd
Targos
say-
just kind of it's autonomous anyway. But for the others, yeah,
Yeah.
But I mean, how crap would this place be if we weren't doing anything?
pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's
If
almost
it
like
all
if we would
existed.
have gotten some iron, that might have helped Bryn Shander a little bit.
This is the whole thing we needed
Yeah.
the whole time.
I was thinking about that, but
Ah.
he's like, it'll take 2 days to get back. I'm like, hey, wait a minute, what if we just veer off from carrot coating and check out the dwarves? But I'm like, nah, that's not a group for just 2 people. Maybe when we're heading north, we'll try and find that trench. But
We're
no one's heard
way
from
past
them
that.
no one's heard
Yeah.
from them in months. So
We have like bigger fish to fry, to be honest.
I mean, if we are going to face, a new group of people coming to war with the towns, if the dwarves are just hunkered down, we could use them as great allies. That'd be great for us. But who knows? We could get there as just a bunch of skeletons.
If they want to talk to us, what if they don't even like us?
Better allies than the Black Sword? Is that even possible?
Yeah, really.
Yes.
They have been rather reliable.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah,
I mean, black swords are consistent and consistently creepy.
Also,
So,
as far as devils go, Levistus isn't that bad. Like,
as far as devils go, he's not that bad.
he's
Sure.
not like one of the lesser bad ones.
If we had to ally with the devil, he's one of the tops. Sure. Okay, I'll
Yeah,
grant that.
I mean,
but
all
still
things
not
considered.
ideal.
yeah. All things considered, it's a conservative choice.
Oh, man.
I don't want the conservative choice. I want the liberal choice. Take it.
No, Matt Joe, I don't think we have.
I feel like a liberal choice in that case would be just like any that would want to like complete anarchy. So I guess we really could just in this case choose that.
I just want to say Tahko has been bathed in neutrality, not evil.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
Morally great.
Vote for Tahko.
No.
Morally gray.
So do you think that if
Yeah,
Tahko moved
just
into
melting a woman who won't let us go through her town.
yeah.
Vote
So-
for Tahko. Vote for who frickin' knows?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So in our alternate future where we're all fighting each other in this like big war, so does Dugan's Hole, do you like end up like resurrecting everybody there as like your minions, and Dugan's Hole has just become like a necromantic
The
like,
necropolis
Yes,
of Dugan's Hole.
I become the Levistus.
It would be a
of
metropolis basically. I would accept that.
Okay, whatever.
Just take all the people
Thought it
in
was
the
supposed to
save and
be-
repopulate Dugan's Hole. Done.
Ethan, or Vulwin, it
Yeah,
wouldn't.
That's my name.
be-
My name's not Vulwin.
But it wouldn't be a metropolis. It'd be a necropolis.
I know, right?
Oh.
Still a polis.
Could you imagine just Mood Killer sending out like a note to all of us in mail? It's like, come visit my veritable necropolis.
The thing is, I'm not going to create
I don't want
undead.
to visit any of Taco's holes.
You're gonna be his neighbor.
Whoa. No one's
Silence.
And on that note, I think
Wow.
I'll say thank you everyone for watching. Hope you've enjoyed whatever this was this evening. It started well, kind of.
Subscribe for more of whatever this is.
Yeah.
We
Please,
got
or
to
don't.
see the breakdown of what happened to the 10 towns, and I am sure that more stuff is going to happen next time. So I hope you join us for that. That is going to be next Sunday, same time. Thanks everyone for watching. If you've enjoyed this and you haven't done so already, please consider hitting that follow button, just like Sasakash did, so that you get notifications when we go live. And if you really enjoy this, then do consider subscribing. Helps the channel out and lets us get more resources like the Stronghold stuff that I'm using. So thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ah.
Bye.